I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. Let's go. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work. I'ma make it work.
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Holla if you hear me. I think my mic is off. Oh no, it's on. Yeah, man, we're gonna make it work. Make it do what it do. Salute to Tiny Pumpkin. Yeah, man, y'all get on up in here. We're gonna talk about these relationships, what make them work, what make them fail. Somebody got to talk about it. It got to be brought up. We might can find us solutions. Maybe we can't find a solution. Maybe we just don't know the answers and we're not really seeking. It all may be on a higher level. We might have to reach our most spiritual level to understand how we connect with the opposite sex and stay together and understand that you can't get complacent, but you can compliment and always consistently compliment throughout the relationship because it's always ever evolving and supposed to be translucent so you can keep building. But sometimes that never happens because we've been taught to believe that things are supposed to be done a certain way. It's supposed to happen a certain way. The treatment's supposed to come a certain way. And that's not always true. That's not actually really true, I don't believe. But we could get down to the basis of it. Anybody might want to tap in and give their input. I'll drop the link. I'm just giving my spiel. I think relationships are based on the two people complementing each other and being compatible. Understanding what compatibility is and what makes that work. Most people look for finance. Most women look for financial gain, and even men. Most men look for financial gain in women, and they're not looking for compatibility. They're looking for comfortability, and that's it. Or they're looking for the exclusive, I hit the jackpot move, and that's it. And there's no really getting to know each other. We lost on the path of really actually knowing one another when they just get down to it, to the deep roots of it. We don't really take time out, man, to just really just tap into who a person is. Like what really makes them tick. What do they really like? When I was growing up, you didn't have all the distractions in the way. You didn't have all the bells and whistles in the way. You really got to know a female. You spent time. You talked on the phone. You cupcake, all through the night. Staying up in the middle of the night. Your mom and them telling you to get out the phone and go to bed because you got to go to school in the morning because you up late night on the telephone, cupcaking, hotboxing the phone. You supposed to be asleep. And we took time out to really get to know people back then. Nowadays, everything's like a race. It's like speed dialing. You know what I mean? So we don't really take time out to really sit down and get to the fundamentals of a person and really see if they're compatible with us. Or do they complement the attributes that we have, in totality so we can build a solid foundation? Because solid foundations are based on what? You know what I'm saying? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because if you have some type of knowledge of what you want, you build that wisdom up and you portray that wisdom equals understanding. So knowledge plus wisdom equals understanding. And that's what you should be functioning with. Nowadays, we don't function with that. We function with experiences, understanding, knowledge with no wisdom. You know, maybe it don't even come in that order. Maybe materialistic plus, you know what I'm saying? No understanding plus equals chaos. So we just don't really know. A lot of times we function on different levels. And it sucks because that happens. And then we get caught up in the mix of choosing the wrong people. A lot of times we let our eyes choose for us instead of our instincts. You know, when uh when God made man, right? God said, make man in my image, in my likeness. So this ain't no slight to men, because men, and women, but women don't really know what a man looks like, right? Because like I'm saying, it's like God said, make man in my image and my likeness, right? So when a woman actually sees a man, she sees the spirit of God in the man. She sees the oneness, you know what I'm saying, of the creator in the man, and she's knowing that she will be with a man that's gonna be good to her and is gonna take care of her, and she's gonna do the things that she's supposed to do because God made her to be a helpmate for a man and not for her to be on the same level of in competition with the man. It's not like that. So when a woman really sees a real man, because women don't really get to see real men because we have not achieved that level of spirituality, that level of God like. You know what I'm saying? We're not gods because we lost our path. We got off our path. So when women say, I want a real man, if a woman really knew what that statement meant, then she would be saying that I want a man that has, you know what I'm saying, the made in the spirit, in the likeness of God to build from, and she would know what that man looks like, and then she wouldn't have these conflicts and these things going on and such not, right? Okay, let me see. I could go with that. It says, salute pumpkin. With a woman, it starts with attraction, then conversation. Too many women believe much of what a man says, but women jailhouse talk too. Oh boy, now that right there, I can get with that. They be jailhouse talking too. They be finessing the game, you know what I'm saying? Serenading with champagne on the motherfuckers too, man. So we got to be careful, fellas. But I'm telling you though, as a man, there are certain things we have to do as men to be in the right light. When you vibrating with a woman, she's gonna pick up your energy. You're right, bro. It's just the attraction. So the attraction is just the physical aspect of it. But if your energy and your essence is true, you know what I'm saying, to being, to who you are, and you everything about you is right, and your chakras are lined up, and you're vibrating on a higher level, and you're not using your lower vibrations to think with and interact with, then yeah, it's gonna connect. She's gonna feel your energy, and she's gonna, you know what I'm saying, infuse into that, and that's what's gonna bring that chemistry. See, that's where chemistry come in at, and we can build. But yeah, these women be slick too, because we have to remember the woman has more insight than a man. The woman matures faster than a man, right? Her keen sense of ingenuity develops faster. We lack the higher level that the women have. So we have to be aware of that. So we have to be more adapt to what their guidance is. And I'm not saying a woman should guide you, But then sometimes it's good to counsel with a woman to get a better insight of things because she sees deeper into the situation that a man can see in. And that's real talk. And he said the problem is no one straight up. Too many just talking without considering where it could go, and the BS finally comes out. I agree with that too. I totally agree with that. Shit, we do a lot of talking, and like you said, nobody's telling the truth. We have to be honest. So if we're going to try to move forward in these days and time and acquire good solid founded relationships with women and women with men, then you have to be honest. And I'm gonna say this to women: don't think being honest means telling a dude he got to pay all your bills, he got to pay for you. So that means you're a piece of property. So if you're a piece of property and you don't want to be treated as a human being, then you ain't got no say so in nothing. So don't get mad when a dude do certain things or treat you certain ways. You relinquish the fact that you was a human being, that you're a woman, that you should be treated as such when you made the deal to negotiate for financial gain. You became property. You became material. So you no longer should be considered and respected as such if you're willing to sell yourself in that manner. Real talk. It's a piece NHR. Sometimes we get addicted to a type of woman, even when they're not the best long-term investment for us. Women play the long game better. Yeah, the women run the longer game better, but in the sense of running the long game, what do they achieve at the end? Because there are so many divorces now. The divorce rate is higher, the separation rate is higher, relationships is at an all-time low. Everybody's just pretty much into self-indulgence. That they practice in that religion of self-indulgence. It's not the practice of the gods or the what we done in the past. It's not the things of spirituality or just dealing with the just the laws of nature. Let me say that. Just dealing with the laws of nature. We didn't abandon that. A lot of that has been abandoned for self. mm, Just say, hey man, I'm gonna just self indulge, and I'm gonna just do what I want to do, and I'm gonna feel the way I want to feel about it. And if nobody like it, they can kiss mine. You know what I'm saying? But that's not right. That's not righteous, and that has you walking a path of uncertainty, has you walking a path of uneasiness and unhappiness and drama and discord and disillusion and what I mean, materialistic and stuff like that. So we on both sides, and that's on both sides of the board. All this I'm saying is general. It's going to both men and women. I'm not just being on the women's side. I will specify what I'm on that. Let's say he say, imagine talking to a woman that's not playing no games though. Been there, done that. Several. I've been there, done that. And if a man hasn't experienced that right there, I can tell you truly from my personal experiences, you're missing out. Yeah, and it did kind of get rocky here and now, but for the most part, it stayed just like they called it. And you can appreciate that. I can appreciate that when it stayed that way, and it played out, and it continued to stay that way. Like I say, nothing is perfect, so you're gonna get the off balance, and it's gonna be a little rocky. But at the same time, yeah, it's gonna roll out. He say, no one is looking for the future, just looking for the present and what they can gain. That's true. That's what I was saying earlier about men and women. They're looking to gain something and not really build. You know. And he say, "What's up?" Yep, that's true. I about Torres. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? The Black Dog. You know what I'm saying? Salute Black Dog. Yeah, man. So we dropped it on. These women, man, where the women at? They need to pull up in here. Women need to speak on it because we need to get their input and their perspective on it because I mean, like, we have to look at the days and times of what they tell us that what a real relationship looks like. What is it actually based upon? It's based upon material things. It's not based upon family. They don't even push the family model anymore. Family, togetherness, oneness, that's not being pushed. That's not what's being put into the society, that doctrine is dead. They ain't like, hell no, push that independent, separate these women from each other, and whoop the whoop the whoop. You know what I'm saying? For real, anonymous. Yeah, man, here, let me hit that link, man, so y'all can get up in here. You might want to talk about it. You can hit the link. You ain't got the cam up. We're just having dialogue today. We're just talking about these relationships and, how we can make them better, how we can make them work or not work. Why do they fail? We could get on that one in the second half, but we want to talk about how do they work? How can we make them work and continuously make them work? Because relationships don't have longevity anymore, and it's weird. It don't happen like that. So we're trying to figure out what happened. What happened to longevity of a relationship? Most relationships nowadays last 5 years and under. You lucky. You pushing it if you get 5 years. You get a 5 year run out of relationship, well, you done did something. For real, for real. Oh, Stone C, what's happening? Salute. Man, if you get you 10 in these days and times, boy, you can get you a 10 piece out of it. Boy, you done did some incredible stuff. You done did some wondrous things. If you could get a 10-year run in the 2000s, in these early 2000s, we're gonna say like starting from like 2015. I'm gonna say 2000, 2017. Well, if you can get you from 2017 to 2027, and you with the same woman for 10 years, and you just met her in 2017, you just met her in 2023, and you get you a 10-year run out of that, boy, you did some incredible stuff. Because it's hard to have a successful relationship these days with so many women and men pushing their own agenda, their own ideologies, their own doctrine of what a relationship is and what it actually supposed to mean to them as individuals and not as bringing as couples. Because when you become in a relationship, you're no longer an individual. You are a unit. You become one. And then they say that in marriage too, you become one. You're a binding of the souls. So, but it's the same thing when we're dating. We're bonding together. We're doing everything that married couples do, except we don't have the paperwork. So why are we not being excuse me, why are we not being consistent? Is the question. Why we are not being about what's supposed to be built in the relationship. What's so hard with just telling the truth? What's so hard with just being upfront about what you want, how you want to do it, and what you're not going to do, and what you can do and what you can't do, in the whole situation. Make everything plausible. Make everything that makes sense so the woman can come in and know what she's up against. The woman should do the same. I'm not saying the men should just do this, but women should do the same. They should make everything where it's plausible for everybody. Yo, what's up, Anonymous? Salute.
Salute, Pumpkin. I wasn't even gonna hop on at first. I ain't really felt like talking, but I don't know, these kind of topics, I had to hop on this one.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
But
So
man,
what's your take on it?
I mean, all right, before I had to hop on it, or before I had to hop off to even get on here, trying to see where you was at with it, because I had so much to say. Man, trying to think of the last thing that you said before I hopped on here. Uh,
I'm just saying we not working with consistency. When you dealing in a relationship and you're dating someone, it's we're not individuals. We're supposed to be a unit. We become one.
Yeah, and it's none of that. It's always is the one person for themselves. It's no one's trying to come together. That's one of the last parts that I heard was, there's not too many people out here that's in a 10+ year relationship, whatever the case may be. My longest relationship was probably 12 years. Any relationship that I was in was always long term and always got messed up. Either I caught a woman in our bed, some type of crazy stuff,
Right.
but there's no loyalty, there's no morals, there. men don't know how to treat their woman, and women don't know how to treat their man. It's always for themselves too, worried about what they can. It's not just financially, but it's whatever they can gain from that person. You know what I'm saying? Just so it can always be about what's to make their life easier, whatever. But in the long run, it's like you can always be the one to make your own life easier if you put in the work. But that companionship and everything else that comes along with a relationship, no one's looking for that.
Right, right.
No one's loyal. It's like they could sit there and be like, "Oh, I love this woman. She'll do everything for me. I could do fed time, and the same woman will be there on my side, this, that, and the third." But at the same time, it's like it's they still let another female walk past them. They in their face. You know what I'm saying? Is I think it's more so of an ego thing, and I'm not just saying just men. I'm not saying just women. It's an ego thing. Everyone out here trying to look for attention or just want to be wanted by somebody, even though it could be from someone that their woman could catch them with, their man could catch them with, whatever. It's too many games. Everyone trying to be in a relationship just to still continue to play games, and then wonder why it doesn't work out.
True. So let me ask you this question. At what point, if this is from your personal point, your perspective, at what point do you remember, or you can, if you can remember back, that all of it changed?
It never has. To be honest, it never has. Like, that's why I'd rather stay to myself, to be honest, because I can go through more BS by myself than bring
You
somebody
think you've
else
been
into the
bad?
picture to bring
Hold
them
on.
there.
Let me cut you off for a second. So you think you've been bad all the way through? You think you've been like this the whole time?
The whole time, because nobody real, nobody up front, no one doing. And I'm not saying no one's doing what they supposed to be doing to play their part. It's always, look, man, I'm a white girl. White girls have a name out here. Okay,
Right,
white, like, let's be real. They It's either, oh, I need money for this, or can you put this in your name? Can you know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, they still have other ties to another person. It's always that case. They still have somebody from their past that they cannot let go of because they're afraid of change, or something hasn't happened drastic enough for that to end. So
right.
there's always somebody else in the picture, always. And I think it's because it's too much of a gamble. Because, I mean, be for real, no one's real like it. How can I explain it? Like, it's either they don't want to be alone, or they scared to really truly invest in someone, to where, so if it really truly doesn't work out, and I'm not saying it's on someone else's behalf, but it's just they're not trying to lose nothing. I don't know if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It makes sense. So that's what I'm saying, because I done said this before. I mean, you probably wasn't around. I know you wasn't around, but it was like in past week conversations, maybe some months back. I say this to people all the time. I'm at an age where I've seen a lot of things go on where a lot of people wouldn't, they not gonna see them, so they don't know how it originated, right? So I'm not saying I seen how it originated, but I seen how what the format looked like, what the blueprint was going, and then I don't know when it changed because I got incarcerated. So my point is, what I'm trying to say is, I remember as a kid when, and I'm not saying this is a disclaimer. I'm not saying it's correct. It's okay. I'm just giving my example from my experience. I've
Right,
seen men have families and have a woman on the other side of town and probably in the same neighborhood, right?
right, and
And that
yeah,
woman,
right,
yeah, but that
right.
woman, that man go to work, or he probably got a job and he hustled, whatever the case may be, but he took care of that family. But if that woman that he was dealing with on the side, she knew her place. She didn't try to come and be the
Not always
take the
necessarily,
but check
not
it out though.
always the
Listen.
case.
This what I'm now. Every time, I promise you, this is what I seen growing up. It never different. It was always the same. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know when it changed. I can't give my personal perspective on it because I didn't see it change. This is how it was until I got incarcerated. So
Right.
when I was younger, I would see men and they would have a woman, and the woman knew who the wife was, knew who the kids were. Well, they kids probably
Right.
went to school together, but that woman knew her spot. Like, okay, I'm not for to disrupt this man's family. This man comes over here, I show him a good time, I cook for him, I treat him, I run his bad water, have his drink for him, we have a talk, we do our thing. He leave me some money, take care of some bills, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. He might buy me a car, whatever the case may be, but it's never was put on display. It never was to be, oh, yeah, I'm running around with such man, and yeah, she see none of that was. Everything was with some type of level of respect, even though it was disrespectful moves. It still was a level of respect to it. It had some type of integrity to it, and everybody that was involved. And the wife knew, yeah, he got a little side thing, and then, but guess what? She taken care of. She kids taken care of. She in a new car every year. She in a nice house. When she want to go on vacation, she can. When she need money and ask for it, she gets it. Like, he never changed up how he treated her, and he might have had this woman for 5, 6 years, 10 years, and she knew this. But as long as it never interfered with what they had going on, they turned the blind eye to that. And if the
Which
man
start
had a
off with
wife,
communication. Which
but
start
yeah,
off
but
with communication.
true. But okay, so when the man had a wife and she had her side dude, it was the same thing. I've seen women have side dudes, and it was the same thing. Her, she go to work and she take care of the house. She do this. She treat her man. She never change on him. She got this dude, and that's what it is. And no, and there was still some type of level of integrity to the family, not to the other relationship, but the family unit as a whole, because family still meant something back then. See, that was the whole thing. It's still everything still meant family. So when as a kid, when I go outside and I do something wrong on the next street, one of them parents can whoop me and bring me around to my house and tell my parents what I did, and then I'm gonna get another whooping. See, it was still like a community. People were still together and were still trying to have some type of level of integrity, building a family. So when the family part got broke up, I left. I was gone. So I don't know why everything transitioned where people were, if you was the side or not the side or whatever the case you want to call them. But back then there was a mistress. They was just because they was in the shadows. They was always, people knew about it, but nobody talked about it. Cheating wasn't a big taboo thing back then. It wasn't no thing where you was like, oh, you know, such, and you gossip about it. It was like it was known, and everybody just mind their business. You know, nowadays it's not like that. I get it. It's not right. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying that's how I seen it.
But
So
see,
it's
from a woman's point of view, at the same time, you got under. Okay, that's you and that situation at that time. But you gotta understand, there's men out here that will have their side chick, whatever, but talk to her and tell her things like they gonna be this forever thing, or I'm gonna leave this relationship and never do kind of thing. You gotta understand, not everyone conducting themselves the same way as you or conducting the side relationship as you. You gotta
right,
understand,
right,
there's still
right,
men out here that's speaking to they got a whole woman at home, but then once they talk to their side chick, it's, oh, we gonna have a family, we gonna this, that, and the third, and then wonder why things go south. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Like,
right,
it's it's the woman could be playing her part, but sometimes it goes south because that woman catch her feelings, or the man might be the one that signed up for that side relationship, and they catch feelings, and then
right,
they tired of it. Jealousy gets in, whatever. But everyone could be playing their part, but then eventually it's okay. If you talking about having a baby with this kid, getting married, this, that, and the third, then that's where things get a little funny at.
right. Confusing. It gets confusing.
You can't sit there and be like, look, I got a woman at home. You might, I'm just gonna say mistress, whatever. And then, oh, but you're not allowed to talk to no dudes. You're not allowed to mess with them. You better not be touched by another man. That's where the problems come in.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see
And
that.
that's the thing. It's like everyone's different, and I think it comes with the age range. It's these younger dudes, they want to have this woman that they come home to, and then they have another woman that they get with their whatever they're lacking from the woman that they're going home to, and then next thing you know is they're the ones sabotaging the whole thing. They have a good thing going on, but even then, if you got a good thing going on at home, you shouldn't be out here in the streets looking for another thing, and then wonder why you stressed out all the time. Wonder why you're going home and your woman's sitting there in your ear the whole time. Oh, I heard you on the phone. Oh, I see this person, this person. You're creating your own problems, and then wonder why you got problems at home.
Hmm. So say this: when in a situation like that, if a guy's being straight up, right, and say, "Hey, I got a girl," he comes to you and say, "Hey, I got a girl. I love my girl, but I'm feeling you too." So like you say, okay, and y'all start dating, but he never tell you like he want to be with you like all the way. I'm not leaving my girl, but I enjoy our company. We do what we do. Yeah.
See,
How is
I
that?
haven't
Is that
been.
would that be better? I'm asking, is that better because he's being transparent up front and not misleading and leading you on to believe you got an opportunity to be with him solely?
I mean, to be honest, I've never been in that situation. For real,
Okay.
for real. It always turned into, it started off as that we had an agreement where it's like you stay in your lane, and usually I'm the one that's setting that arrangement up. It's like, look, man, like I'm not happy at home, but I got too much going on there, or it's we got too much history, too much whatever, and I'm not trying to leave it. It's usually me saying that,
Right.
and it always turns into they. You could be honest all you want, but you can't help what happens later on. Either it's like that side chick is playing her role too well, too well. You see what she's doing for other men, or I mean, it could be anything, but it's still the fact that I don't care what anybody says. Not one man out here can handle more than one woman. They get stressed out with the main chick in their house. That's the whole point they even stretch out in the first place, unless if they hustling, they out here trying to get their pockets bigger, and then it turns into another thing. That's the only other case that I've seen it.
Right.
But I mean, I'm trying to
Well,
think
I
how to
don't know.
put.
I mean, like if I'm out here and I'm trying to do my thing, you feel me, and I'm not in a situation where I want to be committed in a relationship, then therefore I'm just gonna tell the female, hey, look, this is what I got going on up front. Look, I'm like you, I'm out here hollering at females. I'm not gonna commit myself to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I don't want a relationship, but I'm gonna holler at you though, and we gonna see what's gonna happen. And then if you letting it shake, then that's what we're gonna do. But I'm letting you know up front, I'm gonna talk to other females and I'm gonna date them and I'm gonna pull up on them and they can pull up on me and you can pull up on me and if y'all meet each other and be cool and be friends and y'all want to make some schedules together or whatever we can do, we're gonna do that until I decide I want to be in a relationship. And if one of y'all feel like you want to be with me on that level, then all I can suggest to the woman is, hey man, put your best foot forward and start stomping and let me
But
know
that's
that
a
that's
rare
what's
form.
happening. You
That's
know
a
what I'm saying?
rare
Because
form, though.
it got to be to the point where she gonna have to do some things that's gonna have to grasp my attention to make me say, you know what, let me get off of what I said I was gonna do, right? But see, a man got to be about his word too. So if he's saying this is
Hmm.
what he's standing on, he got to stand on that no matter what happened. Like, if it go good or bad, he got to keep standing on that. So if I tell a female all I'm doing is just dating and I'm just hollering at females and then whatever, so she can't get mad and ask me, oh, so you gonna have sex with these females, or you gonna do like how? What you worried about that for? You need to be worried about what we doing. You not to be worried about the next person because the next person not your concern. Unless you want to
See,
go
and
date
that's
her.
where,
See,
as
that's
long
what
as
I'm gonna tell
you,
the female. I'm gonna put it in perspective because that way we all got a role we have to play, and this is what like that's why they got games. That's why they got rules in place. That's why they got instructions in place. That's why when you got sports, they got positions. That when you got a job, it's a position at it. You can't go to work and be a picker in the warehouse and try to act like the supervisor and do supervisor work. That ain't how that go. So that's that. So when I talk to women and they do things like what you're talking about and how it's going with the men, then that's when I shoot it and be like, okay, so do you know your position though? What is your actual position in that man's life though? Or what is
see,
your
and that's where
what
it
is his
takes the
position in
communication.
your life? So
That's
when
where it
you
takes the communication.
but it gotta be that you already know though. You gotta know. Like, okay, say like, I'm gonna use me for an example. If I'm finna date a woman, right, and I know I don't have all my fundamentals together, then I know I can't hold a significant position in her life. because I got things that I got to get together in order to come to the table with something. So if I'm lacking in certain areas, you know what I'm saying, with I don't have all the things together fundamentally, then I can't come sit at the table and call myself the king and tilt my crown and you know what I'm saying and ask for certain things to transpire in this situation because I'm lacking. So then if I'm lacking, then I gotta either bow down to this woman and let her, you know what I'm saying, run the lead until I get my stuff together, or let her court me in like a little kid and not really be a man standing on my square like I'm supposed to. So we have, in order for that to happen, a person has to know who they are. What is my position? What is my role in this person's life? See, and it goes back to understanding and getting to fundamentally know a person. They work a lot. Okay, I'm gonna use you for an example. You work a lot. You got a kid. You've been divorced. I'm just hypothetically. And you've been
Right.
divorced. So your time is limited. So now, what's my position in your life? Where can I enhance your life, what you have going on, and make it elevate? Where can I make you feel more whole as a woman? See, now I got to understand that part and then know where I need to fit in at and play my role at. So then my role can't be 24/7 on the phone, asking you to do all this extra stuff because that's not my role. That ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. See, I got to come in and know where I got to compliment you at in order for you to compliment me back, in order for us to build what we need to be building on. Because if I'm not significantly in my position where I'm supposed to be, then there's no elevation in that. And I can't put no pressure on nothing because pressure causes expansion and expansion causes elevation. So if I'm not doing that, then we're going to fail. But you got to know.
I mean, when you meet, all right, so when a man and woman meets each other for the first time, what's one of the first questions that is always asked? What are you looking for? You know what I'm saying? That's they asking, are you married? Are you divorced? You got a girlfriend? Or not? Are you married? You got a girlfriend? Whatever. They're asking what your situation is. You know what I'm saying? And then it turns into, all right, so what you looking for? There's your grand opportunity to explain, all right, look, I got a woman at home. I'm just looking for someone to have fun with, whatever. That's where you lay the grounds at. And then to me, if you decide to mess with that person after that, then you agree to it. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You need to discuss what kind of terms, what kind of rules, whatever y'all want to lay in place. But after that, it's it all leads up to, all right, so the woman could easily come in and say, man, I got feelings with you, I want to be with you. So then the man could sit there and say, well, man, I told you what I got going on, I don't want to be with nobody. So she got to sit there and just take it, either leave it or go. But if they come in and say if the man, the one with the side chick, be like, oh, I want to be with you, I want a life with you, I want kids, this and the third, that's where everything gets xed out at. That's where confusion and chaos comes in.
Now, a lot of the confusion and
Salute,
chaos
salute, Senator Ronnie.
was I top of it, man. Neighborhood real, and I don't see your name up here, but I salute to
Anonymous.
you too, though. I shout out to the
Salute.
motherfucking chat. Yeah, salute to everybody tapping in, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a real interesting topic. I just got on board and catching the last little bit of what y'all was saying, and it's like, in today's time, that's just like how he was just speaking on how, like, back in the day, you could get chastised up the street and then get chastised at home for disobeying. But see, now it's like you trying to compare that to what we do to what's going on right now. Like right now, the cops ain't chastising none of these kids. They letting them run up amok just to keep on, getting cases and everything to keep they staff in order. So therefore, the child is out of pocket now. As far as relationship, things have definitely changed from back in the day to right now, because what done
Hmm.
happened is these women done got so into this, I can do it on my own, think like a man, and all this and that type of talk. When you got this social media pumping all this fake love and false prophet and all this kind of stuff to these, a lot of these lost women, 'cause a lot of these women really lost. And so they dependent on this artificial intelligence for stability, and they dependent on this artificial intelligence, this fake love for guidance, when all they had to do was sit up here and discover or be honest with themselves first. You understand what I'm saying? But you got a lot of falseness out here, that's as if they want to be considered a woman, but everything they doing is quite the opposite. And when you
Hmm.
get in a relationship, now it's a relationship is about one, two, three, however many people. It's a joint venture. It's not about one person. A relationship is a joint venture. Whether you're in a polygamy, like for example, let's say I like polygamy. So if I got me 2 or 3 women or 4 women or something like that, 5 at the same time, and we handling business and doing our thing, that's us doing our thing and on the town and enjoying life and so on and so on. Now, of course, a single or only 2 paired couple would hate on that because they probably feel as if, well, he can do it, how come I can't do it? Or she can do it, how come I can't do it? And people be worried about so much of an image that they miss out on fulfilling the happiness in their life. You know what I'm saying? Relationships don't work now because everybody's gaming. One person trying to be the person that they think is the deviant or the untrustworthy. That's the one trying to keep everything together. Than the one that everybody thinking is cool and on point and this and that and so on and so on, got it all together. That's the one that's, you know what I'm saying, full of confusion. So, until the people are more honest with themselves instead of trying to live out this facade and all this old fake shit, man. And then I'm gonna tell you something else too, though. They ain't got no plans. Ain't no one got plans. And then when it's time to fulfill a plan, they all of a sudden, they got neck pains, they got leg pains, they got
That's
cramps now.
men too. Men too.
Yeah,
It's always some kind of excuse
it's
because they
always an
sit there.
excuse.
Yeah, they talk about when it comes down to that, they talk about a future, or you try to talk to them about a future and then once everything gets into motion, it's always an excuse of why they can't do this, why they can't do that, and that's
Mm-hmm.
it's the games. It's just straight games, and they wonder why nothing goes anywhere.
That part. I'm talking about every time.
Every time, trust me, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, yeah, that's real spiel, but I mean, at the end of the day, it can make. That's what it goes back to being in position, though. Okay, it's like if we talking, I'm gonna just use basketball as my example. If I'm the point guard, right, and you the four, the power forward, why are you up here trying to run the point guard?
Mm-hmm.
That ain't your position. Your
That
position
ain't
is to
yeah. That
block
ain't your
out.
position.
Your
Yeah.
your position is to block out, rebound, and run the flow. That's it. and,
Yeah.
and try to score in the low post. Nobody told you to be out here trying to run plays and shoot the 3-pointer like Steph Curry, but that's what happens. People get out of position in the relationship. So okay, so I'm gonna give another example. If I'm messing with a female, she got a dude. I'm her side dude. Guess what? I'm not calling her, sweating her about what's up, when I'm gonna see you. Man, she got a dude. So I already know coming in, she got a man. So what I do? I gotta wait till she make time for me to do what I need to do with her. When she ready for
Mm-hmm.
me to be available, I'm gonna pull up. In the meantime, I'm still gonna do my flase. Because guess what? I know this position that I'm playing and this role I'm in is not permanent. So I'm not looking for long term or longevity in this. I'm looking for whatever come. If I'm getting it in, and she just want to, be to have sexual encounters, or she just want somebody to hang out with and travel with, or whatever the case may be. I'm just doing that. I'm not
But
putting no feelings and
not everybody
investing.
that honest. Not everybody that honest though.
But uh, but they should.
The most you'll get out of them is, I mean, I'm not married, but I got a girlfriend or I live with this woman. That's the most you might get. It's like I feel as though if they sitting there saying all that, then it needs to be like, all right, this is the far this is going to get, or it needs to be some kind of discussion ahead of time. I can understand if you discuss it later on, if someone catches feelings and things change later on, but things don't go that way anymore.
Okay, but listen,
Yeah.
but you hear what I said?
It's always
I'm
supposed to be playing though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
but you
always
hear what
supposed
I
to be playing.
said? I'm saying in my position, if I know if I'm the side person, if I'm the side person, there is no longevity in this. This is a short term game. This is just me playing my position, playing my role to whatever she need me to do in order to get her some type of happiness, but it's gonna bring me some type of significant gain too.
Yeah,
So
making her happy gonna make you happy, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, but guess what? I don't supposed to be looking for no relationship. I don't supposed to be thinking she gonna leave her dude because she messing with me. and spending time with me, I knew come through the door, she got a man. That
Exactly.
obviously she not gonna leave him because she should have broke up with him and then got with me. So that's
Exactly.
right there telling me I don't need to have that conversation with her. I already know what the play is. I'm just a
I,
dude coming in for whatever happening for right now, and then whenever how this lasts, it long, however long it lasts, and then that's it. I'm gone.
yeah.
I
I'm
don't
gonna tell
supposed
you
to
something
invest
too
in
though.
it.
You got you got a lot of women out here like that's jealous of the man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you got it's a lot of that shit out here too. Like a lot of women wish that they like that they could get out there and do a OnlyFans, or they could get out there and be strippers, or they could get out there and sell some. But they wish they could, but they pride won't let them do it. So what they'll do is they'll get with somebody fly and like try to live out their life through them like vicariously, right? But at the same time, they wishing they could be that man. They wishing they could do what they doing. They wishing they had that power. They wishing they had that control. And so a lot of times these breakups come from not just whatever the man did. It come from a lot of times what these women are doing behind closed doors, because women ain't like they used to be. Like back in the day, a woman could cheat. A woman could cheat, and then nobody would know. Like a woman would have about 3 or 4 different baby daddies and all that shit, but it'd be one dude taking care of everybody, and nobody would know, right? Now it's too much technology; they can't kick it like that. Or now, you know what I'm saying? Dudes is not going for it like they was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like what you got now, but you got a lot of women playing a lot of old school nigga games, and they thinking that they can be players and bosses and big pimping and all that shit too, and they wind up getting their feelings hurt or getting a whole bunch of time in prison because they didn't know what they were signing up for. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of studs in prison trying to act like they was niggas now. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Man, it's point blank. Right now is the wrong time to even try and be in a relationship with anybody.
Why you
There's
say
Well,
that?
is it? No,
all
hold
that
on,
is
hold on, hold on, hold
dead.
on, hold on. Whoa. Love, hey, love never
I'm being for real.
Love never disrespect nobody now. Love never disrespect nobody now. I always understand that the shit you seeing now is be hidden agendas. It be ulterior motives. These motherfuckers never had it going on, so they tried to fake it and tried to use and suck blood from a motherfucker who might get some action out of. You understand what I'm saying? So,
That's
what?
where it goes back to the games, which means it's like, why is no matter what you do, there's some kind of games involved. If I want to play a game, I play chess, I play, checkers, I play Monopoly,
Yeah,
whatever.
go
You
get a
know what I'm saying?
PlayStation.
It's too much to
I
go on
understand.
with anything.
Yeah, I understand clearly. Go get a PlayStation if you want to play on Xbox. But at the same time, though, what the fact of the matter is that it's a mind thing more than it is what other people are doing. It's like it's people out here who aren't being real with themselves. They aren't, they not getting no psychiatric help. They not getting
Your
no
mic
real
static and
guidance.
Ronnie.
Yeah, they ain't
You hear?
they not getting no real significant mental treatment. And so they got here, falsifying and faking and perpetrating, and that's what you have. And now you got a lot of women out here who are like really loose, but they playing so tight online. And then what you
Right.
got, and what you got is it's always somebody who go understand you. It ain't no reason for nobody not to be in love with somebody right now. But at the same time, when you got these women not holding up to their end of the bargain, and they want to cross genders, or they want to feel like they a nigga, they want to be a man and talk manly and do manly things and all this and that, but don't want to have the same repercussions as that. You know what I'm saying? That's where this whole thing is getting out of pocket. Like social media has killed the woman. Real shit.
Man, men and women. Nowadays, it's not so much a men versus women as everybody doing the same thing.
But okay,
Everybody
well,
in
watch this.
competition
Let
for
me say
fame.
this. Hold up. Let me tap in right here. Both of y'all got good points, but I'm gonna say this to her. They hold on. I'm gonna say this that when we talking like that, you keep saying this. Everybody playing games, but see when you put that in your head, when women put that in their head, when men put that in their head, that's how they're gonna come into the situation. They're approaching it with the person playing game, but the person might be genuine with them, but they'll never know because of what's going on. right? In their head. Oh, this is game. This is everybody playing games. So you're not being genuine up front either. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey,
Because of that.
say pump.
What's happening, bro?
I'm agree with me later. It's not the time for no relationship, no babies, none of that shit, bro. But you right, like a couple years ago, the shit was mind game. But today, if your woman or even your man, if they got a social media, you not getting no 100% faithful partner, bro, because it's too much in your hand. If you get mad at your girlfriend get mad at her nigga today, she got 1,000 niggas in her DM.
And
One
she
of
gonna
them niggas
run
gonna
to
get through. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody got shit put up, men and women. I ain't just being hard, but see the women, they instead of goddamn getting right, so they can be a wife, they say fuck it, I'm gonna go try pussy. You got 85% of the women of the world right now dating women.
Hey, hold on, hold on. Hey, Ronnie, what's blowing on your mic?
That's me.
Yeah, that's your mic making that noise.
I don't know.
All
Hold on.
right, go ahead, Guapo. Sorry.
Go
Nah,
ahead. Yeah,
I
I'm
was
gonna mute
just
my
saying
mic
that,
and see y'all.
and then like I said, having baby, man, you ain't got no control over your relationship or your household no more. They want to tell you what the gender of your baby. They want to let the baby decide. They want to goddamn let the women. They call it like Laura Harvey. They say, oh, she just living life. Okay, goddamn, she's 30 something. When she get, how much longer do she need to live life before she realize, all right, now after 35, nigga really can't even have no kids. But see,
Right.
everybody just want to have fun. Everybody living life. Do what you want to do. Nah, man, I heard a quote, right? They say too much freedom is slavery. Some people
Mm,
you can't get them decisions to make for themselves because they're not decision makers. So when you give us all this freedom, the women, you know what I'm saying, equal, all that stuff, that shit caused what we see today. Because if that woman don't want to come home, get what? She making $45,000, $50,000. And she feel like because she making that, she can tell the man she ain't coming home. Right? So now it's a monetary thing. It ain't even a gender thing. It done turned into whoever got the most money.
That's why these kids are out here messed up too. You got these young kids out here as grandparents and everything because their mother, even even single fathers bring whatever woman into the house doing whatever they want to do. The woman bringing any man around their child, and as they growing up seeing that, they growing up messed up and thinking, all right, we don't need this person, we don't need that person. We could just run through them like it's nothing. But you're not looking at, especially if you got kids at home, that same person that you messing with, that's a side chick, the side dude. Next thing you know, they touching up on your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like there's too much out here going on to be playing these games and running through different people. That is not cool. Everyone looking at it like it's cool because, oh, I got like these three bad chicks. I got these different dudes. All of them got money. That don't mean nothing. Go out there and get your own money. And I'm speaking on me personally. I got a 2-year-old. I got my own car. I got all that. You know what I'm saying? And there's too many people that's trying to come in and take either what you have or ruin what you have or trying to touch what you have. That's why these days you can't just go mess with somebody. You can't just be with somebody, especially if you a parent.
And the only thing they look at the trauma that they put on that kid,
Right.
if your baby done seen 3, 4 different men or women, that's trauma. Growing up, they don't know what real
Mhm.
relationships is. Like some women, you'll see they'll break up, and then 2 week, 3 week later, they got their baby around a new companion. Well, you got to
right.
Mhm.
take time to get yourself together, man. Because what you're doing is you taking your baggage and you tricking another motherfucker. Because all they gonna see is how good you look, right? But you ain't even fixed yourself from the last relationship before you can move into a new one. You just trick that person, then in 2, 3 months they realize, nah, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't take no time. Ain't nobody taking time to get their self together, get their household in order.
So
That's
there's a
true.
reason
That
why
That's
there's a
true.
reason why Italian women are not considered women unless if you're married and have kids before the age of 30.
But you know what? You got a lot of cultures like that. they not consider certain things or a certain status until they get married, have a family, and all of that. So we're the only ones on this side. We just run the reckless with the relationships, the marriages, the family, and there's no foundation to none of this. So that, like he was saying, the women, if you coming into a relationship, you leaving another relationship, and you haven't really got yourself back together where you need to be at to deal with the new guy, you know what I'm saying, unbiasedly, then yeah, you're doing the whole situation a disservice to yourself, your kids, him. And if he came to you that way, same thing, because I'm not excluding the men. Men
Right.
do that too. Because men come with baggage, men come with trauma. You know, they've been hurt by a female and then they taking it out on every female they come into it with because they're not sitting doing the self-reflecting of where the situation went wrong and just take accountability for self and the responsibilities and the things that they did. So then that comes that clash of everybody having the blame game going on.
Very real spill. And then like a lot of people don't even see the plot from the government. A lot of people think what's going on today wasn't, you know what I'm saying, systematically put together. Always in the beginning when feminism started, right? The equal movement, right? That's when the men started getting pushed out the house. Cause you got the women, the government said, okay, we'll take care of you, we'll give you welfare. But guess what? The one rule is you cannot have no man in that house, right?
I mean,
So
I could
most
speak on. I mean, beside, yeah,
go ahead,
I
man.
hear what you saying, but it's ain't me. I'm different with that because I was raised by men. I have all brothers. You know, my dad was majority the one in the picture as I was growing up. So I came out a different way because I was raised by men. I'm the only female. You know, always usually been the only female. So I have different viewpoints, different ways of doing things from my upbringing.
Do you got a lot of girlfriends?
No,
Like,
nope,
yeah, see,
nope.
that's good. Because, see, sometimes it ain't your woman, it's her influence, it's a group chat, right? Sometimes you'll meet a woman and she everything you need, but if she got a stripper girlfriend here or a bartender girlfriend here or hookah girl, so they bring in their experiences to your woman that they in the single life nightclub, and next thing you know, you start seeing changes. So I think that's important too. Like you gotta see the friends, men and women. See the type of dudes this nigga hang around with when he ain't with you. You know what I'm saying? Cause you don't rub off.
Well, you talking facts right there. You talking facts right there, Guapo.
Yeah, cause they talking to you think you in a relationship with a woman, right? She gonna talk to her girlfriend more than she talk to you throughout the day. And then you multiply that throughout the week, then the month, then the year. So that ain't even your girl. You feel me? She at
Mm-hmm.
every goddamn girls' night out. You got grown women out here having lingerie parties and women night out. Hey man, y'all should have did that in college. Y'all ain't doing them going to Miami eating on each other pussy. My bad, neighborhood. Excuse my
No,
friend.
go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah, they think they slick, man, and that's why I say too much freedom is slavery. Cause don't nobody see that wrong with it. Don't nobody see that wrong with a 10-year-old saying I want to be a girl before they brain even develop to know if what they like. Don't nobody think that wrong with nothing that's going on. Too much
True.
freedom. That's why I say China, they got that dictatorship. Hey man, we need to take a little page out of their book. Cut the internet out for kids. This TikTok shit, this shit getting real. TikTok telling you, yeah, we still in data. Goddamn, we changing how you think. You know what I'm saying? They telling you what's going on.
Because they're impressionable. Too many people out here impressionable to where they're being their impressions towards relationships. I mean, not even just relationships. Everything in life is changing. That's how no one's standing up for anything. They're not thinking for themselves and believing in what they feel is right for themselves. They just going off of what the next person's doing, and that's what's changing everything.
Not me.
Me
I
either.
mean, I can't say every.
We
I'm
some
not saying every.
outliers.
When I say this, I'm not saying everybody because it doesn't do nothing to me. I don't have social media. The only form of social media that I use is YouTube. But even then, it's only just to listen to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just certain topics here and there. But I'm not on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, IG. You know, I have it. It's still there. I don't even know my password to it. You know what I'm saying? But that's a lot of these people out here is That's some government run type of thing, and I think they try and form everybody's brains into something else that's coming later on in the future.
Oh yeah, they making all the masculine men. If you look at it, the new men today got to be feminine. You got Rihanna and her baby daddy Rocket. They got this nigga holding the baby like a bad bitch, and Rihanna in the front leading. My bad, y'all. I cut out. But yeah, then you watching BET with your family and that thing, you know, Lil Nas X twerking butt naked with a devil on it draw. No warning, no nothing, right?
Man, I remember I'm an '80s baby. I even remember when, you couldn't say no, like they had no cuss words on TV. You wasn't seeing nothing on TV. Now you got that music video Unholy where you got these dudes, doing things together. Everything changed.
Everything. Shit crazy. But
Everything.
and
Yeah.
you ain't got no control. Like I deleted my Instagram because it used to be on your popular, it just show up what you look at. Now you can be on your goddamn popular and you see men kissing. They forcing it on you. You ain't even got no choice no more. So that's why
Right.
I deleted my Instagram too. You see what I'm saying? Cause it's fucked up. I don't want to see that shit.
You ain't lying.
I'm not on none of that stuff, and that's the reason for it, because I already felt violated when I go on Google and search up something. Next thing you know, I'm on Facebook, whatever, and I see all anything pertaining to that popping up. I already felt violated with that. They just took all that to a whole different level. Can't mess with any of that.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
true. But see,
but
that's why relationships can't last. Because, like Wapo saying, and that's a hell of a statement. You know what I'm saying? Too much freedom make you be a slave. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's
Hmm.
right. But see, this like he's saying though, when we be conditioned by the forms of what society be putting in our face. Like I'm gonna tell you a perfect movie to tell you what's going on to people. And I ain't saying it's like per se like the movie, but that movie Focus with Will Smith. If you watch that movie, they talking about kinetics. So when you put something in front of somebody and you keep flashing that to them, they subconscious catch it, and then they start believing it. They start acting it out. You just had to play. You can just show it to them. They'll see it throughout their day in little intervals, and then they'll start absorbing that, and then they'll start conditioning themselves to it. So that's what they be doing to us through social media, TV, all of that, movies. So if you break away from that, then you'll be able to have some type of stability with yourself, and just really just start building back with yourself, break yourself back down, and come back with your own ideologies and your own doctrine for yourself and govern yourself and your own thoughts. Then we can kind of really break down and have these relationships. But I say, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna lay it in these relationships nowadays. They can be they can be significant if each person stop putting what they think supposed to be going on. This man, if you in a relationship, you should be looking for what you can be complimenting with the man, and he should be doing the same with the woman, and let that go. If he ain't got a good job, he ain't 6 feet tall like you want him to be, and all this extra stuff, then nah, man, why we worried about that? We worried about see we be implementing things that don't need to be there, and then they become a big ass problem, and they just go haywire. You
mm-hmm.
feel me? So that's what be going on. Like if it's cool, you got to find your own peace in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't find where you can find peace with that person, because you'll be in turmoil all the time if you don't do that. And they may not be you may think this may not be the perfect person for you. But if you find peace, they'll become perfect because you're gonna let all that other stuff go, and it's not gonna bother you no more, and you're gonna just roll how it's going.
And like you said, I think people got to start getting back with people that's congruent with your spiritual life, whatever it is, right?
Right,
Because you and your partner got to have the same morals. If you a Christian and she's a wobbler, right? She or he ain't gonna see um going out hanging with other opposite sex wrong, right? That's where
right.
y'all gonna bump heads at because you morally and spiritually like, nah, that's cheating. But to her, that she ain't got no morals or no principle, no integrity. She like, shit, you being dramatic or you being controlling, right? So y'all ain't gonna work already because what you think is right and wrong is not what she think is right and wrong, and which is cool. You just gotta find that person that's on the same page. With a lot of us is trying to go outside our league, and the problem is money done made them put salt in the game because now the pool done expanded. You will see a woman, and there's no hate. You will see a woman with a nigga she knows she wouldn't even be next to if he ain't had that Tabata, right? And
Right.
she done missed out on the man that God sent to her because he wasn't at that level yet to be able to pay for nails and pay for weave and pay for the things she went and got with that man she knows she have no interest in. So now you got
Right.
people matched up with, you know what I'm saying, people they don't even like.
That's
Speak on it,
where it goes
Guapo.
back to. That's where it goes back to like what Pumpkin was saying earlier with being, playing your role as a side chick, side dude, whatever. But at the same time, it's yeah, play your role. But usually, if you involved in, I don't call that relate. It's a situationship. But if you involved in that, usually you're being used for something because if that mean person you got at home is holding down everything, you're always stepping out there for whatever else you trying to benefit off of that person. That's where it goes back to games, where it's like either someone's playing games or has hidden intentions that they either not being honest about or they using you for something that they lacking.
Okay, watch this. I'm finna give you some game. I'm finna get a game up. Everybody finna be mad. I'm finna get a game up. The person that's the side person, the side person, they the one got the power. But see, you gotta
Oh
keep
yeah.
you the one. Whoever the side person is, they got the power because the person that's already in a relationship, they're limited. So you in control of how this situation roll. If you play your role, if a lot of people, a lot of men and women don't understand when they the side piece, they think they the less than, and that's the wrong mentality and concept. Cause you not, you the one in power. You the one got all the freedom. You the one can move anytime you want to move. That person can't do that. So you in power. So they subjected to whatever you put down. So that's why I'm saying what I was saying earlier about understanding your position. So if you understand your position, so if I'm your side dude, you can't use me. There's no way you can use me. I'm in control. I run the show. You don't run the show because I got the freedom. I got the ability to walk away, but you can't walk away from your situation because if you did, I wouldn't be your side dude. I'd be your main dude. So obviously you can't leave your situation you got going on. You can't just up and get up in the middle of the night and burn off and do whatever. I can. So
But let me
I
ask
got
you
the power. Hey,
this: do you got total power?
I got total power because I don't have no commitment to nothing. I'm
Let
not
me ask you
committed.
something though, right?
That's not a relationship. Okay, let me say this. I have total power because this is not a committed relationship. This is just some kick, just my side kicking it. You
But
know what I'm
90,
saying?
yeah, but 90% of the time, right, the
Hmm.
side chick usually wants to be the main, right?
I agree.
So they don't have total power because the thing that they really want, they can't get because she know he not finna lead the main. That's why I say, do you got total power?
But you kind of answered it yourself. Because look, why would you come in? Why would a woman, knowing that this man, knowing I got a woman, why would you come in and thinking at some point you gonna be the main woman? And you knew I wasn't single from the giddy up. So you got to know, hey, I ain't never gonna be the main woman unless he quit the woman and then come and bring it to me. So why am I gonna press him for the main action? Because guess what? That is what she got to keep in mind too. What is the main woman doing that's keeping him over there? So what if she doing buying, like, I don't wear Jordans, but dudes wear Jordans. I'ma just nigga buying she buying Jordans. She making sure, he get his car clean, or she buying rims, or get him the latest trends or whatever. She purchasing or whatever she doing with him. Is she willing to come in and take in that role? Okay, say he got kids by another female, right? You know what I'm saying? Is she willing to come in and do that and take on them kids like that and do all that extra stuff. You feel me? If she ain't willing to do that, then what? You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When a woman be on the side, she gotta be the one willing to understand that look, I gotta come in and I gotta take care of some business like the first chick is doing, the main chick. So if I'm not willing to take on them responsibilities, then why am I pressing this dude? Because I got some feelings for him to be his woman, the main woman, and then I'm gonna do the things the way I want to do them. No. If you want me to stop messing with my woman, you better be over here doing what she doing. So that means you got to tenfold that in order for
Yeah,
me to
but
leave
see,
the
for
woman.
someone to play their part, but see, that's imagine. Okay, so if you tell that to a woman who's been playing a part, who agreed that she's gonna be the side role of out of the whole thing, but when you say that, it's giving hope to that woman that okay, saying maybe she did want to be the main piece of that whole relationship, but never said it. But it's certain things that the man says that gives false hope to things that is not gonna happen, but that woman keeps putting in work thinking that it is.
Okay, but you can't blame it on the man though. It still got the woman got to come in the situation. She got to come in the situation knowing this is how she doing it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
She got to come.
I feel
She
you.
got,
I feel
yeah,
you.
you got to come in the situation knowing I don't care what he say. You already know what you up against when you came through the door.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've been in situations where yeah, it start off as that, and then it's like you try to leave, and then it's like, oh nah, just stay down. We're gonna turn into this, this, and this, and it's always a knowing that you can start off real in a relationship, and then it turns whatever you want to call whatever it is, and then it turns into something else because they're not being straight up on anything that's going on. You know what I mean? That's just I mean, I understand you speaking on your side point and everything, but not every dude handles in situations like that.
True, and
And
I
that's
agree.
where that's where everything gets messed up at.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. How you see it in your perspective, yeah, I mean you're right, and I can agree to that because like most men, they're not coming in like I say,
They not
just like
coming
how
in as men. They not
yeah.
coming in as men.
But then
They
look what she's saying. Look what you're saying. You're looking and saying, "What a man telling me I could be the one. He want me to be the main chick." Why are you even believing that? Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you knew you was a side chick from the day it started, from the
hmm
day you encountered. So why do you aspire to be anything other unless you go to that man and say, "Hey, what is your woman doing for you? I need to know
That's
what
why
she
it
doing."
goes back. That's
So,
why it goes back
and
to
then
I
she
don't get
go,
involved with any of that.
but listen, but look, if you want to be the main woman, you need to ask, what's your woman doing for you? She paying your bills, she take care of you. How does she take care of you? And you got to be honest to yourself and know, are you willing to fill them shoes if it's stuff that you don't do?
hmm
And see, that's where a lot of women go wrong and a lot of men go wrong. Let's get out the side chick, and I'm gonna drop this right here. This where a lot of men cheat on women and women cheat on men because they don't have those conversations about what they like sexually. See, they just start doing some stuff, and then they don't really know what that person really into or what they like that satisfies them. And then when they do tell them, I don't do that. I ain't doing that. So you want
Mhm.
that man to suffer and go through certain situations sexually, and just because you don't do it, so he's supposed to lose out and suffer behind that. And then when you want what you done, he don't do what you want to do. You're gonna go, so you're gonna suffer too. Or he doing everything you like, and you not doing none of the stuff he like.
I
See what I'm
mean,
saying?
these days it's hard to have them kind of conversations because you could sit down with a dude, be like, "Yeah, I'm a total freak," say, "I deep throat you, I do this, I do that," let you, you can't have them kind of conversations these days because it go left real quick.
How's it
you
gonna go
can't,
I
you
left
got you. I
though?
can't.
got you.
No, it
No,
it,
to
it will
be
go
real,
left real quick.
it's just funny because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting the next words.
Sorry,
I was
mama.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
Sorry, mama.
Nah, you good.
It's
You
all good.
good.
No worries. I was just like, because you got such a mellow tone. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to say somebody told me a long time ago, you're only worth what you allow. You're only worth what you allow.
I'm gonna say this too though. Like that's true to a certain degree because like you could just be with a piece of shit and then get the bad end of the deal, and that's what happens because a lot of times you got somebody who's coming in. as somebody who is going to be the protector, somebody who's going to be the balancer, somebody who's going to make the thing really push. But in the end, in reality, people get played off by others' opinions. People get played off by, lack of communication. People get played off by, just like what Rhea talk about, motherfuckers not even being open in the bedroom. And I personally feel that as far as relationships not working, it's so many categories to blame in that. But as far as just right now, 2023 stomp down issues, you got a lot of these dudes, uh, and a lot of these women too. Like I said, it's an identity crisis going on, and you know what I'm saying. Like, not, I ain't talking about one trying to look like the other, but it's more of one trying to act more like the other. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can look what you want to, but when you get to acting, you know what I'm saying, portraying, like motherly, too much motherly ways, that means you was around your mama too much. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys don't know when to cut their umbilical cord. Just like these
Mhm.
guys in their 20s right now, they so much mama boys to the point where it's like, do you even want to try to reach out or try to even, help some of these guys? Because like they so caught up into their mamas, they can't understand what a man's saying. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us was raised by single parents and everything. So, ain't nobody really fearing no man like that. No way. You know what I mean? A dude to fear a woman because he been beat by a woman since a child. So he gonna automatically have that, that submissiveness role. That's how you get these 4 foot, 5 foot bitches playing these 300 pound, 10 foot niggas. You know what I'm saying? People talk about manipulation and mind games. A woman is the master of all that. You know what I'm saying? Unless she come up on some real live game of a man, because then they know, you know what I'm saying? Once a man awakens and understands his true powers, like, you know what I'm saying? He's unstoppable. So this is it's a lot of men out here now that's been put down so much and not been schooled and not been seasoned. And there's a lot of women who've been seasoned too much and not using their full capabilities to do what they natural intent on earth on this particular part of the planet was. And that in that particular, when a woman here is to nurture and provide and counsel and things like that. That's a woman's responsibility and things like that on this planet. So anything else is extra. You know what I'm saying? So
I think too, a lot of if you just think about it, like just like how they say, like, all the OGs, all the OGs, like from the street and stuff, like they're like all the youngsters didn't have anybody to guide them, like kind of like the same scenario. But like, there was a lot of single parent homes, broken home, there was a good, what, 10, so but 10, 20 years of just a lot of been a lot of dysfunction. There's a lot of just disconnect and dysfunction. And so you only know what you know unless you see different. And so I think too, like us as females, like if you're around, like certain, and subconsciously, if you see it too, like if you see, say you have family, or you see it just growing up with other people, like grown-ups, like you see grown women and you see them with a certain kind of man, subconsciously you're going to attract that same kind of man. If that's what the type of characteristic you're around. If he's a jerk, and like he's just used to, like, a man just being demeaning or whatever, you don't realize it, but you're subconsciously, like, because you've seen it so much, like that's the normal to you, because like maybe you see your aunt, you know what I mean, or whatever the case scenario is.
what
And
that
so,
that
like,
that
you,
particular thing is called Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm
but I was
saying?
just saying, there was a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
dysfunction and
yeah. When
disconnect,
you
you know
when
what I
you
mean,
so
for so
used
many
to
years too, like
when you
that.
so used to being put down, like that's the only way it come to you, like the only way you feel it. Cause see, like, like coming up, even as like, a lot of women are say, or like, admit that it was a different time. You know what I'm saying? Like, like back in the day, a woman would be like, he don't, unless he beat you, he don't love you, or you know what I'm saying? It's like it was
Well,
so many.
even just listening to the slow jams on Sunday night, it's not like the way it used to be, like, so
Well, I
not
mean,
even that long
what the
ago.
music, what the, what the, what
Now they
Well,
expect more.
the music is robotic, so it's not like you listening to which the normal,
Right.
what we consider normal. But at the end of the day, it's music nevertheless. So I mean, I ain't hating on nobody, but at the
No,
same
no, I
time,
get it. I get what
yeah,
you're saying, Senor.
it's
I'm
just
just
not
saying, I just
it's
think
not the
that there
same.
was a lot of disconnect. So I think there's a lot of people just like kind of roaming around aimlessly, unless there's, you got to Want to,
Man,
you know, you
you
got
got a lot of
people gotta
Steve
want it.
Urkel.
Yeah,
What you
people
got
gonna
now
want it and
is what you
want
got
more
now
out of it.
is
You gotta value yourself more.
You got a lot of Steve Urkels in the R&B game right now. And so when they
Steve
can change,
Urkel.
yeah, but there's a bunch of Steve Urkels when they can change when they get that auto
Got a lot
tune
of
now they
screen
sound
jumping out
tight.
there.
When they get the auto tune, they sound tight, and they get to doing all that shit, all that stuff is like this is not what you know what I'm saying, like this ain't what you really pull up on the joint with, you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I mean, when I pull up, me personally, it's just me now. When
Your
when I
microphone's real staticky.
if I'm riding, I'm out here just looking for a woman or something like that. And if I'm pulling up, I'm pulling up. I'm not gonna be playing no modern R&B. It's just not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be playing no new R&B, no new R&B songs. Like I hadn't heard one yet worth me, going to go buy the CD, putting it in, and hitting the block, looking for a bitch. Like I just don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't make that. They don't make that. Like if I'm in my Mac mode or something, like and just going out, just searching for love or something like that. You know what I
Searching
mean?
for love.
Yeah, if I'm out here just searching for love or something, I'm up here like I got some Al Green or something going on, like some Temptations or something. Like I'm up here, yeah, I'm pulling up on it with some Gerald Levert, some OJs or something. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, if I was to get a chick my age or in this type of range right here, I'd have to pull up on them with some drill music. Like these hoes, they want to get drilled. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
there's but like how you were
yeah.
saying about how there's a lot of men that or a lot of guys that are even more have the female kind of like vibe
Listen,
to them.
when
You know
I'm
what I mean? The
listen
energy,
when
and
when
they'll
I'm
be willing to stay home. They'll sit at home and not have to work and not do nothing, and let the woman go do whatever they do, and they'll sit at home and do nothing. And they're okay with it. I trip out on that too. I,
There's a lot of them where Bonnie is a new
yeah,
Clyde.
I ain't never lived like that. But I do know this though. Like it's a whole different breed of people. Period. So you know what I'm saying. Like it's a bunch of miscommunication. You got a lot of people out here who they thinking about one thing when it's really something else. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why
And
these conversations could be more productive. Like you keep having conversations and make it a normal thing to to conversate about things like that. Then it starts to be natural. Like you know what I mean. And then it just kind of that energy just kind of bleeds on. But I think people just have the conversations and it just you keep chasing your tail and it ever just goes in circles and it doesn't really. You're not putting it out there in the you're not putting it out there in the you're not putting that energy outward. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah.
that's facts. But I mean, at the end of the day, we could go. We could go in circles and circles and circles. But at the end of the day, I put it all on the individual. The individual has to know what their role is. They have to know exactly what they want and who they are. Because if you're not knowing any of that, you lose it when you come through the door anyway. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna lose in a lot of situations.
Yep.
So you got to know where you standing in the situation. It's just like being in the game. If I'm in the streets, I got to know what role I got to play. I got to know my position because if I'm out of position, I might get
Mm-hmm.
tagged and it might cost me.
Might
You
cost
know
you a
what I'm
whole
saying?
lot
So
too.
And
A
just,
whole
and
yeah.
just
lot.
people
So
get in
I want the
relationships because
damage.
subconsciously they want to fill a void within themselves. You know what I mean? Instead of self-reflecting and trying to fix it themselves, they're thinking somebody or something else is gonna make it better, and it doesn't. It just causes more.
But yeah, that part too. But still, coming into a relationship, okay, we just say a straight up relationship, you trying to be with somebody, you got to know why what are you doing? What are you going to do to make that person better? Because that person not in charge of your feelings. That person not responsible for your actions. You are. So if you dealing with a person, you got to know what you're gonna do. So that means you're once you say I want to be with you, then you're responsible for that person's happiness. They responsible for yours. So you can't get mad and start shortchanging because they not doing certain things. If they don't understand it, then it's your job to teach it to them. And if they don't understand you fully, you're supposed to teach it to them. You're supposed to teach them what you know what I'm saying, what they need to know about you and make it better. So and vice versa. And it's supposed to always be evolving. It don't supposed to be stagnated or stay in one position. It's supposed to keep elevating. So yeah, you might have been. Like, okay, like some people might come in, they monogamous in the beginning, but then they'll have an open relationship later on because they evolve and it works better for them that way. They need space from each other. They may need to do different things. And then we have to also realize this. Do you really know who you supposed to be with? You
Right.
really don't supposed we really don't supposed to be dating one person.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have 3, 4 people you need to be dating
Exactly.
so you can actually figure out who you want to be with.
Real.
Yeah.
You know that the government designed the couple family to 1 and 2 because they didn't want others to break up out of the tax bracket and stuff like that. They made that shit what it is
Over
now,
here.
just so common Americans and stuff like that won't be able to monopolize or make more money or live better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so what goes down is that people are so caught up in this, one man, one woman relationship when it's not supposed to be that. A man is supposed to have as many women as he is fit to have. And some may feel a woman is supposed to do that too. But at the end of the day, if they really standing on what they standing on, it wouldn't be nobody getting hit. Everybody know about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why, like, when motherfuckers be talking to me about, uh, you know, they this and they that, well, why you hiding it then? You know what I'm saying? Why you hiding that one from that one then? Why you can't get them both together? Even if you can't get them both together, how come they can't have a mutual conversation with each other and still have respect and knowing that you they man? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when you on a different level of playing with tiny brains and you up to a level of playing with big brains because a big brain ain't gonna be worried about what society thinking. A big brain ain't gonna be worried about the norm or what people are used to. A big brain is gonna be dedicated to your cause. A big brain is gonna be pushing everything for your cause, not trying to destroy you, not trying to sabotage you, not trying to hate on you, not trying to plot on you,
Kind
not
of hard to
trying to.
hear you, said Rody. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off because I'm like straining to hear you. I don't know if there's something wrong with your mic or what.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
you
just
can you hear
Mike.
me?
Sound real far away.
It's cracking.
Oh,
That's
it's
all.
cracking.
I can yeah. You hear it on the replay.
Okay, okay, for sure. But
That's better.
all right, yeah, I don't know what I got a Mac and I got a whole bunch of other shit around me right now, so it could be just some interference. But for the
Sound like
most
some air
part, though,
blowing. It sounds like something blowing on it.
Somebody says, sound like a squirrel smacking on nerves, Candy.
Yeah.
oh shit.
That
Or you
motherfucker
put your
crackling
phone
like a
by some
mug.
water or something. Maybe there's a little bit of water in your
He over
speaker.
there
Maybe
eating sunflower seeds and shit.
Sound like some pig skin cooking, huh?
Yeah, nigga over there eating crackling and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nigga, put the poor skins down, man. Talk about it.
Oh
From
shit.
the poor skins and shit.
Yeah. But y'all hear me though. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit just it's a whole lot of miscommunication. And I just feel like if we was honest as a people, a whole lot more could be done. Let's say, you know, you got a woman there, she's a free spirit and she's not trying to, be subjected to the ways of or the design of or the way things are, and she understands your vision. You know what I'm saying? She might not be willing to be in the same bed with that woman, but she willing to still support your campaign, knowing that you know what I'm saying. You know that you with that person and things like that, and vice versa. That person knowing that you with that person, like when you got unity, it's a different level when you got everybody, putting something to the same hat and trying to get it to grow.
Facts. But that's what we supposed to do with each other anyway. We supposed to if I got a vision and I'm telling my woman this what it is, she's supposed to be participating in that. And we supposed to grow
Yeah,
that vision. And if she got one,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to help
yeah.
her grow her vision and we supposed to go with that. And it's not
exactly.
supposed to be no separation to that. It's not, oh, well, I did all this. Hey man, you did what you're supposed to do in the situation. And that's just that. And you shouldn't be crying about the rest of it.
That part.
I know two, like with my, because I have two older kids and I have two younger kids, and just from my, my my uh my experience right now, because I have a daughter that's 25 and a son that's 22, right? So I had my faults and I had my little hiccups. I had a lot of speed bumps, when I was younger, because you're young, you're learning, right? So there's a lot of things that I went through when I was younger with my two older ones that I see the effects of, like, being in a not good relationship, you know what I mean, with basically being in a DV relationship, and I see the effects of what it has on my daughter now. Like now that she's 25, like it still affects her, and it's permanent. Like things like that affect them, and unless you got to educate yourself. But anyway, long story short, like, then I have my two little ones. I have a 9 and a 5 year old, and learning from what what happened when I was younger with my first two, and just watching them grow and watch how it affects them now as adults. And it's still like they can't have healthy relationships. They don't want to have healthy relationships because they still haven't fixed, you know what I mean? So like I did a lot of self-care. But anyway, with my younger ones, I decided I don't want to bring I don't need a man, you know what I mean? I just want to focus on my kids, because I just don't want to bring people in and out of my kids' lives, because you don't know who you're bringing around. You know what I mean? You don't know that, they might put on a front. So like I've been single for so long. My kids are just like they probably want me to get out. But I did it on purpose, because seeing my older ones, just kind of seeing the effects of being not in a good relationship, or making the choices that I made, just stumbling and just doing whatever I did, you know, 15 years prior, it
Hey,
it made
but
me
but
see
some
different
people
from
ain't
my
been in
back
a
to.
relationship so long they don't even know themselves around other people.
I don't even know if somebody's hitting on me
Man,
anymore.
I seen motherfuckers who ain't been in a relationship,
They're
man. They
like,
get
he was trying to hit on you, and
motherfuckers
I'm like, no.
motherfuckers starting to feel like they getting kidnapped when you with them.
Oh shit. Oh my gosh. But I had a different focus, and then, but as I chose to do that, though, I kind of was self-reflecting, and I became comfortable in my skin, and I became like figuring out who I was, you know what I mean? And not even doing it, like, I wasn't even doing it consciously. It just kind of evolved that way. Just focusing on my kids and doing whatever I had to do, putting my priorities of what was really important to me, what truly is important, what really drives my soul, my kids, and just making sure that they have a good foundation, and I could make conscious decisions to
But
not
see,
put them in
here's the
certain
thing though.
situations.
Let me say this though. Let me cut you out. Let me cut in right there. Excuse me. The thing is, we not meant to be solo. You're not meant to be alone. You
Oh,
meant
I
to be
know
with
that. Trust
somebody.
me.
So we
That part.
can't. That's so when you teach that, when you do that, you teach your kids that, and they watching what you doing. So they're gonna do the same thing later on.
Well, I
They're
don't
gonna
plan
think
on
it's
just
gonna
staying
be
solo.
okay not to be. It's gonna be okay to be single. It's okay to be isolated away from certain things. So then we don't. We got to be careful what we do in front of our kids when they're young, because they're absorbing that shit like a
Right.
sponge, and then
Right.
it's gonna infuse into their personality, and then they're gonna have the same problems that we're already facing. So we
You're
supposed to
absolutely
change
correct.
the concept of that and do things like that. That's like even like us having this dialogue right here, just talking about, like she was saying, like anonymous was saying how she looked at the situation, how she feeling these dudes is lying and women are lying. I mean, we and
Right.
Ronnie putting out there, it's like we all see what's going on, but then it's like it all boils down to the individuals. What does the individual really want for themselves? Where do they see themselves at in somebody's life? Are
And
you
you
an
gotta address
asset
that
or a
too. If you're
liability?
gonna, yeah,
You got to be an asset or a liability. Nobody wants to
exactly.
be a liability because the liability is a burden. So you
And
want to
the
be
way
an
you're gonna know
asset
is
and
if you
elevate.
address it right from the jump too. You don't like, oh, I don't want to say it right now, because they're worried about, whatever they might feel, because then you could weed them out if they're not supposed to be around you. You know what I mean? If you don't see eye to
Right.
eye, and you're not seeing it, you can weed them out a lot sooner than dragging it on.
Right on.
But
Salute,
anyway,
Cammy.
yeah,
Hello.
Patty.
Hope everybody's doing well. Good evening. I was gonna
Oh,
say
we good.
I was gonna say the same thing you just said, Pumpkin. That for her, you gotta show your kids the right way to do it, or you gotta at least teach them the right way to do it. We gotta instill those morals and the values. Uh, I keep saying this. We gotta instill the morals and the values of the past back because it worked. It worked. It was just simple as that. Men got to be fathers to their daughters, to teach their daughters what a man is supposed to be in their life. He's supposed to show them how a man is supposed to treat them. Mothers are supposed to teach their daughters how to be women and for them to learn their place. A woman is supposed to be an asset to a relationship at all times.
Absolutely.
That's facts.
A woman is supposed to be an asset to a relationship at all times. A man is supposed to be a leader, and he's supposed to show his wife and his children, the way that it's supposed to be. And what happened was we got taught some kind of way, like, I don't know whether it's through the feminist movement, whether it's through the welfare movement, whatever it was, we got taught that's not okay, that fathers don't have to be in the home, when fathers do have to be in the home. When your mama's a hot girl, you can't be nothing else but a hot girl because you don't know nothing else, because
Right.
where your foundation is laid. When your mother is a woman of a woman of respect, a woman of who grows up to know a woman's place, and she stays in that place, and she shows you that is okay, you can learn that is okay, and you're gonna follow that example. But too many times right now, we live in a society where everybody is about what's for show, what's for sale, what's popping. You need a man to get this money, and that's because we was raised in a home with single mothers who taught us that, if a man ain't supplying for you, then he ain't worth it. Get a man for all he can. If that's how you was raised, that's how you're gonna be. It's simple as that.
I seen a thing on Instagram today. This
Mhm.
female was talking, and she was saying that if a man not paying all the bills at home, he not paying all the bills at the house and all your bills, your personal bills, he ain't running nothing. So look, she's telling women, you can just do what you want to do
Just
because
do
he
what
ain't
you want.
running nothing. And
But
I'm
what
I
are
like,
you
I
doing?
hey,
I hood. If I was to tell a bitch that, they'd say I'm a motherfucking pimp.
But what are you
Ha!
doing? What are you doing to add to that? Because if he's paying all your bills and it's stuff that come with that. To be a kept woman you have to be a kept woman. A kept woman come with responsibilities. Ain't nobody just keeping you for nothing.
yeah, but see, that's the thing. Well, I didn't. It was just an insert, so I don't know where she
Outcome
was
was
saying. But my thing is, if I'm paying all the bills and I meet you, we decide we're gonna get married, and then I'm taking on your car note, your insurance, your credit card stuff you done already acquired before
right.
you met me, and then we acquiring along the way, and I'm taking care of all that. Man, you can't tell me, and you telling me that's when I could get some power. So if that's the case, you can't say nothing about if I want to go mess with another woman. I want to do
Exactly.
whatever I do. You can't say nothing about it, right? And then the first thing they're gonna do is balk on that. No, no,
Exactly.
no, you cheating on me. Woo woo. No, I pay everything. I should be able to do what I want to do. You ain't doing nothing. You're not contributing. But my thing would be if a woman tell me that, I'm not doing that. Because then what are you contributing? That means if I'm doing all this, I don't need you. You just here for me to just lay on, just to
Right.
have sex with. That's it. Because you ain't bringing nothing else to the table.
That
While I'm
part.
taking care of the kids and the food, I can cook for myself. I know how to cook and clean up, wash clothes and all that. So what? You're not an asset to me. You're a liability because you take away. You're minusing what I'm doing. You're not plusing nothing that I got going on. So we supposed to be building together. Not I'm supposed to be building one sided. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is when you see women do that or say that, it's messed up. Even now, you know what I'm saying? The younger
Yeah.
generation, it's like you gotta spend to be with me, you gotta cost money to be with me.
Well,
Damn, if it costs money, go ahead, Kevin.
it's already messed up because the rules of the game is a man is supposed to choose a woman. You're not supposed to choose a man.
Right.
So
But they do it.
he's supposed to see something in you that he is willing to be that liability for. So when you're chosen, it's different. You chose me to be this person, and you chose that you're going to take care of me. That's how it used to be. I don't know.
But look, though, Kevin, hold on. The whole thing is right now. See, it's a different level when you get chose, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, a man's supposed to choose, true enough, but the laws and everything is so fucked up. The mind's so fucked up. Even if he choose, That don't mean what he chose him back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because he chose it don't mean that it's going down the way it's supposed to go. So respectfully, a man and at this day and time, he gotta get chose because even if he coming at, even if he let's say, hey, how you doing? I'm this and that, and so on and so on. They damn near can turn that to a fucking sexual assault or something. Fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't even worth complimenting a bitch no more these days.
True.
Real talk.
Now, a lot of people that's even being chosen for anything, you're being chosen to be a placement holder until they find what they really, really want and looking
That's
for.
all
A
that
lot of
shit
people
be.
just placement holders.
Man, look, 9 times out of
Right.
10, a bitch just got you. If she choosing, a bitch just got you to kill time with. You know what I'm saying? Ain't necessarily that she choosing. She choosing. Yeah, she like what she see. She want what she want. But she trying to kill a lot of time with a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can see that
And
now. Yeah.
and she hoping you packing guns and dick. If you got money, that's cool. But she really want a good, like a real good fuck. So and that's just really what it boiled down to more than uh more than what people be like, you know, trying to put out these extra personas and shit like that on it. That shit really boiled down to a person choosing who they want to kill time with until they get to doing what they really want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. But in society, when a woman does that, she looked down upon because she ain't supposed to be that way, quote unquote.
But they masking it in a relationship though.
That's what I'm saying. The whole
They do. They
the
using the
listen,
relationship to do that. So it's
yeah,
like
the whole
even like
relationship
right
was a
now, like
fraud.
okay, so look, I'm single. If I holler at a female, you know what they'll be. Most females nowadays they'll be on some stuff like, well, you ain't what I'm looking for. You don't even. How do you figure that out by
And
me just
yeah,
approaching you? How did you figure that out by me having one phone call with you? We
and
might
that
talk
part.
1 hour and you didn't
Hey,
figure it
real,
out. I'm not the
hey,
dude for
real.
you. You don't even know nothing about me to say that.
Real.
Hey,
How the bitch gonna figure it out when what she want don't even want her? You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
yeah. So you know what I'm
And
talking
I
about,
was going to
man.
get to
Like,
that.
That's
come
what
on.
dating is supposed to be. Dating is supposed to be getting to know someone. And that's why, like you said, you're supposed to date more than one person because you don't know what you want.
Well,
Or if you
at
do,
this
is you're
age,
not matching energy. It's also energy too. You might not have the energy that matches my energy to be like, all right, nah, never mind. You
So
two, you know, there's
we fault the man because his energy might be off one day.
yeah.
Hell yeah, that shit happen all the time.
But this
That's
is
what
why I get.
9 times out of 10, that's what a fight in a relationship gonna come from. Motherfuckers got the wrong energy that day. And it just, you know, that shit started
I'm
early
not
that
talking
day, the
about in
day
a
before that.
relationship. I'm not talking about a relationship. Say you talk to somebody one time, the energy might not just they just you know they. Some people
Oh
get
yeah,
pushed
no
off.
doubt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Some people might get pushed off too quickly because they either had too many experiences to where so that experience of that one person is too familiar with that new person, and that's the only way to you know
Hey,
not go through that
like
again.
me for example, right? Like me for example, I opened doors. I came up, you know what I'm saying, real, you know, real gentleman, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in these day and times, like for the past like 10 years or something, like past 5 years for real, past 5 years for sure. I can't even, you know, it ain't even worth opening the door like that. It ain't even worth extending no, you know what I'm saying, no sign of gratitude or like, you know, social empowerment to others because these motherfuckers don't appreciate it. And then they gonna look down on you. They gonna look like you actually at a fool. Like you know what I'm saying. If you you know just being courteous. So
Because they wasn't taught that, Romy. They wasn't taught that. If you'll never get a door open for you, then all of a sudden somebody open a door. Like,
Watch, hey, watch. This is like it's like I asked. I used to ask this question in prison. I used to ask a female guard. I say, look in the day room and see if you can and point out 5 real niggas. It's a trick question. And you know what they do? They turn around and try to point out 5 real niggas. How are you gonna do that? You don't know none of them. You don't know
exactly.
nobody in the day room. So that's what women do now when you date, try to date one of them. Well, you're not who I'm looking for, or you're not who I want. You don't even know if I'm the dude you know what I'm saying, that you want. But like Ronnie said earlier, when God send you a blessing and you say, man, I want this type of man in my life, he not coming the way you want him to look.
Mm-hmm.
He
No.
when he come and he say, man, I'm gonna try to holler at a woo woo, and he come to you. Now you talking about, girl, he be, man, this nigga thirsty. He be sweating me, this and that. He calling me every day. But but then you saying this is the man you want, a solid man and that's all about you. But now you gonna turn him down because he a little too short, he a little too chubby. His money ain't right. He don't got the right kind of car. You just ain't
Mm-hmm.
feeling his vibe. You don't like him because you know what I'm saying. His dick ain't big enough. All this shit. It's like
That's the
Anything.
all these excuses for what you think supposed to be tangible, but then at the end of the day, you never gave that person the opportunity. That's why I say I
right.
tell women when women not bat me down, if I pull up on them and I be like, they shoot it down, you know what I tell them? I don't get mad, and I just tell them, you know what? I'm gonna give you some advice. I'm gonna leave you with this advice in the future. Don't never bat nobody down because you don't never know who you turning down. I could have
Right.
been a multi-millionaire and I was just seeing how you was gonna come, and then I was probably gonna change your life. But because you came with that attitude and that outlook on it, you missed your opportunity.
Block
You
your
don't know who I am.
block your blessings. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then,
What's up, Guapo?
Yo,
what
nah,
up, Bob?
what's up, Ron?
I know
Hey,
you
Yeah,
gonna speak on it.
yeah. No, I was just saying because I be going through that what Ronnie go through, right? And my favorite thing is when that shit happen, I always say you welcome. You know, I just like to make them realize, like, you know, a nigga ain't had to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? They don't say thank you no more or nothing, but as a man, like I say, you got to keep doing that until you
Oh,
find that
no doubt.
match. You
No
got to
doubt.
find that. You got to find
No
that
doubt.
match because it is some women out, but like social
stay who
media,
you are.
man, that this
No
shit
doubt.
playing a big part because, like you saying, if they seen a nigga with a fake Rolex on in a mediocre car, they'll tell him thank you because what they perception of what that man got. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you got your work uniform on or something, she don't know how much chocho you make. But social media done made it to where if you got a job, nigga, you down there out of the picking list.
Right.
That's how social media
Mm-hmm.
make it, not even knowing. And
But
nigga make more money than that trapper that you
and
know what I'm
Right.
see,
saying,
but
going
see, but
crazy
see,
about.
but see, guap. That's the point. That's why I always convert most of the female and issues in America today because of social media. Because
Mm-hmm.
you got these small brains running mass amount of people into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? At one time, they look. Motherfucker be wondering how these elections be going. It because these social media jobs. Like when you constantly pumping shit in motherfuckers' faces in the ghettos, in the
Right.
suburbs and stuff, when you just constantly pumping them images and all that kind of shit, these motherfuckers go believe it.
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers go believe it. So a lot of people just ain't up to par to where they understand uh gratitude, where they understand solidarity, where they understand unification and things like that. And mind you, in this day and time, this is the era of the hoe and the robber.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you in an era like this right here right now, you got to understand game, because if you don't understand game, you could easily get taken advantage of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these kids, like everything that the bad kids was doing when we was young, like all the shit I be doing or something like that, or me and my niggas or something, like everybody into it now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, that
cause them
shit
little
done
kids way
changed.
worse than me. And like this the normal shit now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the shit, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's on some shit. You
Hey,
know what I'm
say
saying?
Ronnie, you remember coming up, right? I know y'all older than me, but everybody on this panel can pretty much remember. In high school, the two worst things you could have been as a woman was a hoe, and as a man was, you know what I'm saying, gay. If you was in high school and the school found out you was a hoe, you down there had to transfer school. But
Yep.
nowadays, that's how they greet their girlfriend. What's up, hoe?
Well,
What's up,
that
bitch?
what it is. What they always had them little greens now, but at the same time, they wasn't never living that shit. See, now it done got to the point where they living it, so
Mm-hmm.
they can, it's like, what's up, my nigga now? You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nowhere in the world Sukiana should have all them fans, man. Just look at all the women that's following her that think it's okay to be saying and doing. And I ain't even trying
But
to
but but
single
but check
nobody
this
out. You
out
see what I'm
though.
saying?
But check this out though. You got Bad Barbie Bitch
Right.
just made 50 million. Bitch just did 50
Right.
million off OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand, if she did 50, she might just be, she just got legal. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
if
she
a
just turned
motherfucker,
21.
yeah, if a motherfucker willing to give her all that money, they've been lusting over this little child since
Mm-hmm.
ain't no telling how long.
Mm-hmm.
50 fucking $million off OnlyFans, and
Mm-hmm.
trust and believe, I ain't hating on her at all. I'm cheering her on.
I heard
But
she wasn't even showing no cat.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, what the fuck you think? Like, so come on. So if a motherfucker that pressed up to pay for that,
Yeah,
and
you
you
right.
know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying, man? It's a whole lot of opportunity for everybody out here. I think what it is that, you know, people get so caught up in images and stigmas, they want to put it all on one person and make like everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? They see one motherfucker do something and then they want to blame everybody, like, make like anybody who in that field. So just like Kanye going at the Jew, like a couple of Jews done messed him out some money, so now he gonna say the whole community messed up and this and that. And I know for a fact, them Jews the only people that let me get some money. When them crackers were trying to storm me out, and niggas just ain't shit, them Jews will put a nigga on. Nigga, goddamn, you understand me? Whatever you want. You understand what I'm saying? And don't hate. And don't fucking hate. So I don't be like, motherfuckers be talking. I just done seen a different side of life to where I can't relate to no motherfucking petty negligence and motherfucking
Hey, but that's
simple,
real.
yeah,
Cause
simple
I be telling
misunderstandings that could definitely easily be talked about. You know
I
what I
be
mean?
telling people, like you say, Ron, I be telling people, coming over when I was in school, my black teacher told me I'm just here for a check. I
Yeah.
learned most of my knowledge from the other race. So they'll say everything is situational. You know what I'm saying? Your
Man, look,
tribe is your
hey,
tribe. You gotta find your tribe, bro. Whoever
hey,
help you will
Guap,
benefit you.
hey, Guap. Let me tell you how I came up on game. Man, I had like when you in the streets, I tell anybody, if anybody was ever really in the street, they go have a record of some kind of somehow, some way. People gonna know about you somehow. So my point I'm saying to say this is I didn't really get no game. Just like you just said, my teachers would say the same shit. Them teachers be like, man, I just came for the check. I don't give a damn what y'all do. Some of them
Mm-hmm.
or if they weren't saying that, they'll write your ass up, with the quickness. So either
Mm-hmm.
way it go, I ain't never really seen too many teachers that's really dedicated to teaching. No way. They was told, they taught what they was told, and that's what it was. They ain't give a fuck. But I didn't get no game on life till niggas started going to jail and shit like that. When you get them 5%, them 7% up there from New York and shit like that, filling your head up, and then when you get out, you start to search for that knowledge that they talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, the nigga really started to wake up. That's where your consciousness and all this old shit, comedics and everything like this, you know what I'm saying? You can tap into that and you can
Mm-hmm.
see how this shit goes. See, niggas be so out of mind, out of body, they don't understand themselves. So that's how they get caught in all these traps, how they crash out so fast because they ain't understanding themselves. They up under another spell. You know what I'm saying? But you can control your own shit. You can control your own destiny. All you got to do is really believe, you know what I'm saying, and know it's for real. See, a lot of these motherfuckers don't understand how to tap into it, and that's what they get, played out the way or just not even get no respect at all.
No, that real. I want to ask the ladies on the panel a question.
Okay.
Cause I see, everybody, oh, I want a good man, a good man. Now, mind you, I don't know how these niggas is who Lori Harvey dated, right? But to my knowledge, it seemed like she just throwing good man to the side every 30 days. How do y'all feel about how society is trying to make what she doing normal, teaching that to our young girl, like, it's okay to just date, 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 date. Like, what direction are we going if we is that what we teaching to our young girls?
the the direction they going is the direction that you see. Everybody's a hot girl because you're not being given morals and understanding. When the TV raised you, you follow what the hell is on the TV.
Mm,
When somebody's in your ear all the time and you got a group of them together, my mom said the worst thing you have is a group of friends trying to tell you what to do.
mm,
Because when you have a group, it's a herd mentality. So whatever's popping at the time, everybody's on and everybody wants to be cool. Everybody wants to be seen. That's the society that it is right now. Everybody want to have millions and millions of dollars. So if you around a group of girls and they like, we finna go out here and get this money, we finna play niggas for money, all we gonna do is niggas for money, and you turn around and you look up and your mama is like on that thought shit, you don't have no, what the hell you gonna do? You learn what you taught.
Mhm.
And society has made it popular, like Ronnie said, through social media, through all these TV shows, through music, through all of that, to prove this point, to keep this notion going, because they know that the strongest thing could be a black family, because they're gonna look out for self, they're gonna get together, they're gonna be raised right, they're gonna teach their kids how to do it, and then there's gonna be a cycle of the generational wealth that they have, and they don't want that for us. They don't want us. They want to keep us down. So the way to keep us down is to keep us separated. So anything that to keep people separated is what's gonna be hot.
That's
All the
real.
all the women that's out there trying to teach these girls about being women and being respectable and learning how to be, a true person in America, that's not popular. They shun her. They put her down. They don't listen to her. And same for men. If it's men out here pushing positivity and trying to teach these young men how to be something other than gangsters, killers, rappers, and something else, and telling them that there's another way, they don't want them to hear that, because
Mhm.
when they go do it, then they'll get the power that they deserve.
Yeah,
They don't, they
I
don't
tell you
want
one thing. I tell you one thing, right? Check this out. If you was to explain the consequences of what bullshit gets you in life, especially like getting you 100 years and everything like that, because you got a lot of people who just crash out for no reason.
right,
So if they was to understand that gang banging shit and all that other bullshit or a criminal activity can get you a whole lot of times and lead you to a world that you are not even prepared for or ready for, or you know what I'm saying? Like, because the judge can turn you to a punk at any given time.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
The judge can turn you to a punk at any given time. So all these motherfuckers need to understand, man, it ain't a game out here. And if you ain't motherfucking go do something right, don't even fucking do it. Simple as that.
Yeah, but see, you know what? Add on to that, like going back to what you were saying about old girl making all that money on OnlyFans. You got all these young girls out here stripping. They out here trying to be in the mix, but they not even equipped with enough knowledge and game to be. Man, y'all don't even
That
know
part.
y'all playing in a big league game.
That part.
And then when they think they coming to dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go. So I think I've been strip club like 5 times since I've been free. I ain't never been. I'm not into that. But it's like the times you go, it's like they got their hand out, they begging. But then dudes get the money up so easy, they don't have to have no game. The
right,
money gonna come easy because the dudes is the ones that's weak. I do remember this part before I left that it was transitioning over when they did them sweeps and they was picking everybody up, and then you had that little vacuum right there. So these dudes that was in high school that was nerds, and now they jumped in the game because the game got gaps in it. So they jumped in the game, and now they be able to get some money, and now they telling these chicks, yeah, man, I'm gonna do this and XYZ for you because they've been wanting to mess with them chicks. So they start buying them. I seen that right before I got out, and then it's like, man, this nigga square, man. You know what I'm saying? What this nigga doing in the game? But he over here, he buying all the females that he trying to holler at. He taking
Mm-hmm.
care of them because he don't have no conversation. The
Yeah.
conversation was the conversation put everything in play. You didn't have to do that. I don't. So when you had people, the people, they didn't know what they was doing. They accidentally gave everybody some work. They didn't know we was gonna get rich off of it. Then when they seen we got rich off of it, they wiped us off the board. But what they didn't factor in was the people that was gonna step into that hole and that void and fill it in was gonna be some lame ass niggas and didn't know what to do with it, and it transitioned over and it fucked all the shit up. So then they didn't have to have mandatory minimums no more. They didn't have to do all that because they watching how the game function. And that's how I'm not saying I was out here, but just listening to people come, that's how we lost that level playing field for us. We was trying to be in the game part of the streets. That's why we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't need it anyway. We shouldn't be messing with it, period. But that's what it messed up. the structure of the family to me, because I'm hearing how dudes like and females are starting to get money and they want to get paid for different things that dudes is used to getting paid from these guys. They freely give it because what they say, it ain't tricking if you got it. Yeah, nigga, it is. You know
It
what I'm saying?
definitely is.
It's tricking, nigga. Because you didn't acquire through your conversation of being a man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you bought that.
Man, nobody turning down no easy money. If you
Not at
can, you
all.
got this dude. If you got this dude that you don't even got to touch, just give him a little conversation, whatever. Why would you not turn that down? Especially you got mouths to
Because it
feed,
come
you
with
got
something.
bills.
That
Man,
It come with
I
something.
yeah, that's when you got time to kick rocks
but
and
Right.
see
you
that
But
move
ain't
on
guess
to the
right.
what?
next.
But see when you
Okay,
see
hold on. Let me answer
that's
this
right.
one. Let me answer this
Go
one.
ahead.
Please let me answer it. I'm gonna tell you why it ain't good because you gotta know your opponent. So cause he may be playing lame and thinking that's how it gonna go, but this fool may be a whole killer.
Hey,
Yeah,
He
you're
may
right
I
be a
about
I
that.
whole
seen
True.
psychopath, and he
True.
hey
ain't trying to hear that game. So
True.
hey
you gotta know your opponents. This what women got to understand. When you playing men, and I grew up around this. When you trying to play men, you better know who you playing. You better know exactly who they are. Because if you
Yeah.
don't, it'll cost you your freedom, it'll cost you your life.
It could.
If it
Hmm.
don't cost you your life, it's gonna cost you something you're gonna be traumatized behind it. You got to carry that because you couldn't recognize because I'm telling you,
True.
monsters come cloaked like sheep. Believe that. They
Dress.
come like sheep.
nothing in
So
life.
when
Dress in
women
like
running
a
these
costume.
games on dudes, they look like sheeps and they may be behind and they producing wool and milk. But the first time you run that clippers on them wrong, it's on.
Straight.
They're a whole goddamn beast. You know,
Yes.
and you wasn't ready for it.
Wasn't ready for it. And that's where these young girls make that mistake.
Yeah, they
Cause
make that mistake
They make that
because
mistake
look,
because they don't know who they messing with, and they attracted to what they are receiving and what they get in the flash. And I don't know how many young girls have fell for it, but that's exactly what these older men is doing to you: manipulation
mhm.
at its finest. And you have to, I guess, I don't know if you have to have been manipulated to know, because if you get manipulated, that means you didn't know. But you got to learn from that. And a straight predator will be the best nigga ever.
that just like, I don't know if y'all ever seen Player Club. When
Yeah,
Yeah,
when the nigga got down, that nigga gonna play knife for so long, and that thing, he coming up them stairs trying to get in that dope. What the little nigga name was? With the
I
glasses
forgot.
on.
yeah, the freak, the one that chased her. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you steady egging them on, taking their money.
right.
Yeah, I mean, nothing in life is free, especially money and time. So if
yeah.
for women out here, you know what I'm saying, if you playing with a man, money and time, you only gonna take an L in the long run.
hmm
Cause you
Might not
can't
be
Because
get
if
it
ready
it's
back.
for it, right?
easy,
Yeah,
don't not anything easy come with a price.
Hmm.
And then here's the thing. Okay, you could get some easy money, right, anonymous, and you got to do you play him. But what what would be the long run, the longevity of it? It's gonna only last for so long until he flip, or then he get burnt out because he ain't getting nothing. Okay, just say nothing happened. But then you could have been over here with this dude. He got a solid ass game. He got a solid ass business plan, but he don't know certain things to do. But you might have all this knowledge about how to
Mm-hmm.
make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You would have won better invested in that dude and struggled with him for a minute and got on feet and have a whole goddamn corporation jumping off and not even had to do that because once I'm telling you, man, like I didn't seen this shit so many on so many levels. Women be trying to play dudes, especially young girls. They be getting in some positions that they really put them and prepare them on a status so high but they don't have no game and they
Game
not
to
taking
recognize
none.
it.
They
Right,
not taking no advice. They think they know everything, and then
right.
they think they could get fly with every nigga because to them everybody's a trick because you're a trick. Man, a nigga had you folded up in so like a lawn chair. You tripping. Like you can't do that. And I used to be like looking at this and I'd be like, man, this shit is crazy. Why do even older women they feel like they can play a dude sideways for some money and then you play the dude for the money and not knowing who you messing with. and then next thing you know, it's up, and then you trying to get that straight, and you can't because you done played it wrong. You know what I'm saying? You probably should have just went on and went the other route with it, and it wouldn't even went like that.
But
You know what
that's
I'm
the
saying? Because
risk they
sometimes we got to
taking.
play the game. Uh, you might have had. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just be blunt. A female might have just been better off just fucking the dude straight up and just fucking him and get the money than trying to play him and do it the other way. Because some of these dudes ain't going for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just dangerous. And I hate to see women do that. I don't want to see them put themselves in danger like that. That's messed up.
I knew chicks
Go
that
ahead.
was finding these like Down syndrome white boys and draining them for that money because they wasn't built like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain a certain caliber that you go below, so you go ahead and skate off of that. But I'm not saying that's me, but I'm
That
just
be the
saying.
one. That be the ones that be the craziest.
Uh-huh.
Because now,
That nigga.
a nigga with a lot of money, he might not care. He might could brush that off. But if you playing a nigga that don't really got it, and you done took him for something, bitch.
Oh no, oh no. These chicks, man, they just
I
had
mean,
Down
like
syndrome.
you
They had money, credit cards, and everything. Drained them for
said,
everything they got, and they went about
mhm.
their business like they didn't even remember the day before.
Uh-huh. And guess what? It's gonna be somebody come right along and whip them for that bread they just got.
It's probably somebody already did.
Yeah. Keep in mind, everybody on the food chain. It just depends on what level you on, where you at
Hmm.
on the food chain. Everybody on the food chain. It just depends on, you know what I'm saying. Are you gonna be the predator or you gonna be the prey?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying. So everybody on the food chain. So that's what I'm saying. Like even with old girl, like he said, she made 50 million. It's somebody out here can slide up on her and beat her for that 50. Cause you ain't even if you 20 years old 25 years old and you living that type of life, you don't have enough life experiences to protect yourself.
True.
I seen women like you talk to females right now. Well, I wish I knew some strippers. Get them on her. Anybody do some strip, get them on her. We'll talk to them. I promise you. If you ask them, what's the difference between a trick, a regular, and just a customer? They don't even know that.
Mm-mm.
They don't know which one is which because they all got to be treated different. They're gonna treat everybody come through the door the same, and that's why they lose.
Facts.
And then with all the money that they do get, if they half-ass successful with it, they not doing nothing with it.
Right.
But buying clothes, blowing weed, drinking, popping pills. So you a dope fiend. You just supporting habits. You really not gaining nothing. But you all you doing is wearing yourself down, your essence down, and your body down, and then that you'd had a couple of babies and been and ran through and did all this wild stuff. Now you 30, like you said, 35, 40. Now you talking about getting married. Man, ain't nobody forgot that.
Not at all.
Shit, ain't nobody forgot you was a freak back then and everybody was riding down on you. Don't nobody want that. Now you want to be treated with some respect. Now you want the modesty. Now you want, you know what I'm saying? That ain't happening. So women have to look at that too. How you start your youth is how you gonna finish in the end. Because it's a lot of women out here that was at the Freakniks and all that stuff. They older now. They trying to get hemmed up. I want to get married. Nah, I didn't remember seeing you at the Freaknik. I seen you every year. You was on top of car butt naked. Nah, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? And you done went through all this turmoil. Now you trying to link up. No, 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 no. Ain't that happening? Because we have to keep in mind that it's 16 women to one man. Keep that in mind. So when a bunch of women talking about they not doing nothing, it's gonna be a bunch of them saying they gonna do some shit. So if you're trying to keep your dude, you better be doing some shit. Because there's 15 other women jockeying for your spot, and they will do some extraordinary stuff to get there if they really want to do.
What they say is a new graduating class every year.
Yeah, but nigga don't even have to go wait on them. See, this 50 in my age bracket. If my age bracket is about 9 to 1. So nigga ain't got to wait on them. See, they got 9 of them. They got 9 to deal with. Hope you know what I'm saying. You gonna strike if you got something about yourself. You gonna strike. It's easy. You know what I'm saying. But it's like Well, what do you want? Quantity or quality? That's
Exactly.
where it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? So when we having these relationships, don't nobody want no, don't nobody want no dude, no woman want a dude that been running over everything, and a dude don't want no woman that been ran through everything. That's just a fact. So that's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to keep a lot of the relationships messed up. You know what I'm saying? And then honesty going to be the number one thing though. But all I can say, if any woman, if you're a side chick, know your position. Just know what you supposed to be doing in the relation in that part of it, because you in control. You got all the power. They coming to you. You're not coming to them. So you got all the power. So if you approach it that way, your feelings won't get in it.
I
Let
mean,
let's nigga.
don't tell that story. Your feelings always gonna get into it.
It shouldn't, because you should be coming into it with that mentality. Your feelings not supposed to get attached. That's the mentality you got to have to not attach yourself to it. You know what I'm saying? Unless a nigga touching your soul and shit, then that's a whole other story. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You out of there. You get your soul touched, you out of there. I can't help you. But I'm
Oh,
telling you, you coming in without your soul touch, you better have that type of mentality. Man, I
yeah,
ain't finna get attached to this nigga. He got a girl.
right.
'Cause what happens if you attach yourself to the dude and the dude that's for you come along? See, you done fucked yourself. That's why I say you got the power. Anybody that's a side person got the power. I can dip. I can go get the one I want right now. There you go, right there. I don't have to be second. I don't have to play on the second team. I'm playing on the first team now. I'm a starter. Shit. So people have to think about that, man. It's just deep. Or you could
That
just
is
or be good and just be good at the second team. And might because sometimes the second team benefit more than the first string. So you gotta weigh it out. How does it work for you? How does
right.
it work for that person? If you benefit more being the second than you was on the first, then shit, I want to be the second. You can have that first string, all that responsibility. I don't want none of it. I'm cool. Shit, I'm winning over here on the second string. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting everything. They not even getting on the first string. So you got to think about that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Weigh that up. Shit, like man, you getting the trips, you getting the extras, you got your freedom. You not obligated to the everyday, the day in, the day out shit. Man, come on, man. And you getting bread,
I'm
and
not
you know what I'm
promoting
saying?
the side chicks neighborhood.
I'm just saying, you know, man. Hey man, somebody gotta promote them a little bit.
Shout out to all the
Hey,
side.
yeah, shout out to the side niggas, you know what I'm saying? We be
Shout
winning
out to
too.
all the side niggas.
Yeah, we be winning too. Shit, I've been a side nigga. Shit, I was winning. Nigga, I was winning big. Nigga. Shit, coming through, sliding out when I want to. Shit, it was great. Nigga, you
Mm-mm.
know what I'm saying? Shit, getting treated like a king. King, boy, that's shit. I know, man, because the first stream was getting treated ugly, boy. I was like, ain't no way I'll be that nigga.
Wow.
Can't do it. I really like you. I really think I'm thinking about leaving. Don't do that. That's a good nigga. Don't what you gonna do that for? No. Man, you talking about like that. You talk crazy. I'm finna stop fucking with you. You tripping. I can't do that. Nah, I can't let you do that. Cause I know, nah, I'm not finna
Don't
do
want to
none of
be
that
here.
stuff you
Right.
doing. Yeah, I'm cool. Nah, you ain't finna put me in the first slot. I'm good. I'm gonna quit before I do that. So, we have to think about them things when we dealing with people in relationships. We just gotta know our position. And we gotta know that society messed us up. You know what I'm saying? They leading us the wrong way.
Yeah.
Let me see what we got going on. Ooh, we've been on about 2 hours.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get down. I gotta go back to the bag.
Yeah, yeah, already. Shit, I
Y'all have
appreciate everybody tapping in. Then anybody got last words? Anonymous.
I appreciate you letting me come on here.
Uh,
Salute you. Everybody on here, like, subscribe, share. Hit that like button if you haven't already before you walk out that door. So, but yeah,
yeah,
appreciate you for letting me on here.
yeah, get everybody become a member. How about that? Shit. Hey, yeah, for real, man. I appreciate you capping in, giving your input. It's always appreciated and needed. We need more women on the panel. Talk about some real issues.
Oh man, yeah,
We can help
I
we can help
like,
each other get solutions. That's how we gonna find our solutions. We gotta have dialogue.
yeah, I like your dialogue, especially when you on topics like this. I still be listening to you and everything.
Uh,
So,
I'll be
but
on I'm trying to get away from the theatrics. I ain't got time.
yeah, I don't really be participating too much in that because I don't really, it's not my
Yeah.
place. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I ain't with the theatrics and shit. I'm elevated, gotta elevate the boss. But yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for real, for real.
but
But
yeah,
yeah,
salute to the
we'll
chat,
do
salute, to the rest of the panel. Appreciate y'all.
yeah. We'll have women counseling on next Saturday.
Oh shit.
We have group therapy next week.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. Bring some friends. That group therapy already. Who's they say? They say, and they say FDA call you and dish you. Oh, that's what you come over to do? Let's see. Yeah, man. So everybody, man, for tapping in. Appreciate the dialogue. Everybody on the panel, salute. Everybody in the channel, salute. You know how I go. And it's been another good show. We're gonna kick some knowledge. We're gonna kick fundamental stuff. This next week we're gonna probably bring Goob on. We're gonna talk about some spaceships. Yeah. Switch the game up on you boys. But man, everybody enjoy their night, man. Again, appreciate everybody tapping in. I'm out, You know how I do it. We're gonna bring some good shit and that's just what it is.